Hello and welcome to Star Control 2, the Ur-Quan Masters. This game has a few versions available, including on Steam and GOG, but the version I'm going to be playing for the purposes of this is going to be uh, the Ur-Quan Masters, which is a fan-made remaster using stuff from the old version, the 3DO remake. This is one I've been wanting to revisit for a while, simply because I thought it was really neat. So, let's dive right in. Interstellar Fungi League. The Ur-Quan Masters. As I said, this is a fan-made based on the source code, all trademarks belong to their respective owners. Originally created by Paul Ritchie II. Set free into the open source community in 2002. There were many great battles. Earth and her partners in the Alliance of Free Stars against the evil Ur-Quan and its hierarchy of battle thralls. And the Ur-Quan were winning. Oh my. Meanwhile, on the edge of the known frontier, an amazing discovery was made. Far beneath the surface of an unexplored alien world. A huge underground city filled with the technological wonders of an advanced alien race known as the Precursors, who vanished 1,000 centuries ago. But then the main Ur-Quan fleet broke through the Alliance's defensive line, isolating the planet, stranding the scientists 100 light years from Earth. They waited hopelessly for a rescue vessel, which of course never came. 20 years have passed since then. We, the survivors of the research mission, have colonized this world. We continued our investigation of the underground city and have discovered its purpose. It is a factory. A factory for building starships. But there aren't enough materials to make a complete vessel, unfortunately. We can only finish the skeleton of one starship. But that must be enough. It has to be enough. Because you must captain the vessel. Me? And return to Earth. To travel the great distance, you must push through into hyperspace. Find out what has happened over these many, many years. Tell the Earth of our plight. I don't know, they're kind of jerks to leave us hanging. And if the war with the Ur-Quan still rages on, fight for the Earth and the Alliance as best you can. Now, if you're wondering why I'm going with Star Control 2 instead of 1, Star Control 1 is mostly a Captain Zelnick of the... Alright, it's a third rock from the sun, so... Ah, no, 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 go back, go back, go back, 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 back.
Attention, interloper. Heed this recorded message. This drone vessel speaks with the voice and authority of Ur-Quan. You are trespassing within Ur-Quan space. This world, Earth, may not be approached for any reason, nor will hostilities against our orbital platform be tolerated. In addition, your ship does not respond to standard hierarchy identification transmissions.
Well, it isn't entirely a new ship.
Therefore deemed to be independent. This is not permissible. Only subservience shall be tolerated. This drone now leaves to inform Ur-Quan of your transgressions. You are commanded to remain here and await the arrival of the Ur-Quan. Disobedience will be punished.
It's just a drone here, so luckily it's not going to do anything, but...
Attention unidentified space vessel. I am Starbase Commander Hayes of the slave planet Earth. Our hyperwave broadcast is extremely weak. Situation critical. Energy cores exhausted. Scanners and deep radar are non-functional. We cannot identify your vessel. Are you the scheduled hierarchy resupply ship? Repeat, are you the resupply vessel?
Alright, now this is a good portion of what the gameplay will be. Oh yes, I forgot to answer before. Why Star Control 2 instead of 1? Star Control 1 was largely a multiplayer melee game, super melee space fighter game between the Ur-Quan Empire and the Alliance of Stars as 3 stars. And of course, according to this, the Ur-Quans were had the upper hand, and as such, we need to is Hayes having a rave in there? Because if power supplies and stuff are down, I'm somewhat surprised that... Yeah, it sounds like a dance party's going on there with the flashing lights and all that. Because they're not going on and off, they're going multiple colors here. Planet, what's going on here?
Look, I don't know who you are or why you're here, but right now the only thing I'm worried about is saving the lives of 1,900 men and women aboard this starbase, and right now you're our only hope. I can't keep the transmitter on too much longer. We need the power for heat and air, so if you don't have any radioactives on board your vessel, please get some and bring them back here before it's too late.
Alright, where can we find
the fastest way to get radioactives in this system would be to land on Mercury and scour the surface for deposits of radioactive elements. But be careful, Mercury's a pretty inhospitable place. Watch out for earthquakes and those high temperature areas. Thanks, I'll make sure to mention this the next time I talk with our masters. I'm sure they will reward you.
You guys just continue having your dance party and calling it a low on power emergency there, so... Now, if I remember right, Mercury is one option, but there's some others. Let me think. Let me just think here. I actually do have somewhat of a guide here. Since this is a game I have completed before, I am allowing myself full use of any guides or advice and stuff like that. However, in the general sense, I don't think I'll need too much because I still remember the majority of it. It's let me just check right here. Now, let's start out here. There's actually quite a bit we can do. This game is actually one of the very first open world style games. And so, as such, You can do quite a few things out of order, but I guess for the moment we can, cargo, devices, roster. Yeah, if you get into combat, you can fight with either the flagship itself or with an escort. In this case, we have one human Earthling cruiser. And the Earthling cruiser is genuinely, if I remember right, the Earthling cruiser is considered one of the better ones in the game, especially for starting out. So we could live on just those if we wanted. I'll just give him my name then for now. Well, actually, Captain. Yeah, you can... We are now Captain Skirk of the Starship Enterprise. Oh. There's not enough room for that. So much for my blatant, shitty, Star Trek reference. And yes, this game does not hide its many influences of the Star Trek and Wars and a bit of everything else, really. But this game itself has also been very influential. I believe this is commonly quoted as one of the main influences for what will eventually become the Mass Effect series, and that's pretty neat. In fact, don't be surprised if you see some plot points from Mass Effect show up in here. I think the Cyborg is when I have the CPU control combat for me. Hmm. Let me see here. Alright, let me think. What's a good one? Nah. See here. I could make it a meme like Morb, but that's not gonna age well if I do, I don't think. So let me think. What am I gonna name it? I just have Captain Skirk because, well, what's the point of hiding it? Let's see here. What am I gonna call it? Let's see here. What's a good parody name? Actually, while I check the space. Do the Spaceball ships have names? Yeah, it's called the Eagle 5 for the van. Alright, fine, we'll go with the Spaceballs reference. Alright, now let's see here. Now you do have to be careful. If you go too... don't really have brakes. Hey there, drinker. Welcome to the stream. I just got started, so... Hopefully I can remember how to play here. Okay, this is definitely Mercury. Entering planetary orbit. Scan. I just do the auto scans that tells you everything. Energy, biological. Dispatch. Alright, let's see if I can drop it right on top of these red ones. Because if I remember right, ruby, sapphire, and emerald objects are the best ones to pick up here. There we are. Alright. I can probably dispatch for some more resources, so... However, we do have to be very careful because, as expected, you do have limited health for these. Alright, there we go. I can do this as many times as I want, but I don't want to do too much because Mercury isn't that very great of a planet for blunt, not for resources, but we gotta start somewhere. The belch means I am full up, so okay. Let's dispatch one more dispatch just because I kind of want to get what I can here. And get as close to this set of resources as I can. As you can see, it's only a vague idea of where you start out. It's not absolute. Alright, there we go. Oh, thanks for the follow. Oh, I play just about anything on this channel, so feel free to stop by anytime something catches your eye. Actually, it takes fuel. It does take fuel to dispatch to the planet, so I think it might be ideal to navigate back to this. It's a bit annoying to turn, but as soon as I get some more upgrades the ship, it'll turn and act a lot more quickly, so I don't need to worry much about that. The biggest ones I definitely want are turning and movement speed up. Ah, no. Ah, no, 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 go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Don't visit the internet often. Oh, sorry, I had that up for my last...
Did you find any radioactive elements for our power cores?
That was a thing I had for the last game I was playing, since, yeah, that was something for the last game. It's not going to be active for this one. I forgot to change the tags. Sorry about that. There's probably not going to be much of that in this stream, so you don't have to worry about it. Alright, what will you give us in exchange? Yeah, I'm still convinced Hayes here is having a rave going on in there, and he just doesn't want to admit it.
We're initiating transfer of radioactives, Captain. Now, as soon as our engineers can refit the energy cores, that's much better. Power ratings are climbing. Life support is coming back into the green. Deep radar systems and sensors are now online, and I can scan your vessel. What the hell kind of ship is that? Just who are you, Captain?
I'm Captain Skirk of the Starship. Just doesn't want any in the party. You at the party. Yeah, emergency power, nothing. The lights weren't going out, they were flashing different colors. He was having a rave and didn't want to end it. We are the survivors of the Star Control Science Research Team in the Vela Star System.
Star Control Science mission, huh? Captain, I served as a Star Control officer during the war aboard several cruisers in the Corward Front. And if there'd been any scientific mission to Vela, I would have heard about it.
Well, the mission was highly secret.
You know, come to think of it, there were some rumors that Corridor 9, the Special Operations Division of Star Control, was directing some hush-hush operation near Androsynth Space. The Vela Star System. Yes, that would be the right direction. So, Captain, if you say it's true, how do you explain that huge alien starship you're flying? And why are you here? What do you want from us?
We returned to Earth to give you the technological secrets of precursors and help you fight the hierarchy.
Ah, fight the Ur-Quan. Win back our freedom. I remember having such thoughts myself once, long time ago. That was in the first years after the defeat, when it was still terrifying to look up and see the bloody glow of the pulsating slave shield overhead. Though day and night we gazed up at the impenetrable wall as though the sheer power of our hatred would pull it down. But over the years, I spent so much of my time struggling, down on the surface, under the shield, and then later up here trying to keep the station alive, that I'd forgotten what it means to be free, to hate our Ur-Quan masters. And now here you are, in an alien ship of unknown power, offering me your assistance to fight against the hierarchy again after all these years. Captain, your offer is intriguing. It's tempting to think that with your advanced precursor technology, we can somehow crack the Earth's slave shield and reassemble the Alliance to attack the hierarchy. And this time, win the damn war. Consider the consequences if you should fail. The Ur-Quan won't just punish us here on the station, they'll exact a gruesome retribution on the surface below as well. Before I commit this station to helping you attack the Ur-Quan and accepting the risk of annihilation if we are defeated, I have to make sure that you and your ship have what it takes to oppose the hierarchy. I'll make you a deal. If you can eliminate the alien base on the moon and get rid of that threat at least, I will seriously consider your offer.
What details can you give us on the
After the
base of the
Ur-Quan
moon?
erected the slave shield around the Earth and established this space station, they decided to leave a contingent of combat ships close to the Earth to keep watch on our planet and confirm that they were obeying the Ur-Quan slave laws. I'm certain they're still out there on the surface of the moon because we can pick up a constant stream of alien broadcasts.
What can tell me about the hierarchy
As I
base
said
on the moon?
before, after the Ur-Quan erected the slave shield around the Earth and assembled the space station, they decided to leave a contingent of Spathian Ilrath ships stationed on the moon. We've looked at the moon base through our telescopes, and we can confirm that there's still substantial activity down there, but we've never been able to make contact with the base using either hyperwave caster or traditional radio signals. Be careful, Captain. There are probably a dozen Spathia looters and Ilrath Avengers down there on the lunar surface. I don't know why they haven't come after you yet, but when they do, you'd better have your weapons armed and your thrusters burning hot.
The Earthling cruiser should be able to handle most of those pretty fine. So, first things first, let's see what's going on with Earth itself here. Yep, this is Earth. Sadly, this version of the game does not support mouse control, so I have to do everything keyboard. Auto scan. Oh, I can't. I can't even scan it. Basically, they're behind a slave shield, like he said, so unfortunately, we don't have much we can do at the moment. Lucky for me, the planets actually don't move, even though they... Well, I guess they would be, just very slowly, but yeah. Scan, auto-scan. Minerals, energy, biological. Alright, let's send them down. Get ready. These are Spathian. I can go to that in a bit. Right now I want to collect these minerals while I have the chance. Yeah, it takes fuel to both travel through space as well as to land on planets to harvest resources. And calcium, aluminum, iron. Oop, a full up. Report from surface. We have discovered an alien base and we've explored its interior. The installation must have been abandoned many years ago, but great care has been taken to make it appear like it's still active. Life support systems are functioning, fusion generators are at full output, and robotic construction vehicles have been programmed to roam the lunar surface, bulldozing moon dust into random piles. In addition, we found the installation's hyperwave locked in a transmit mode, endlessly playing the same alien recording. Although we can't translate the message, our Xenotech Ensign Rigby believes the message is some kind of alert or mayday broadcast. The base is filled with useful materials and equipment. We'll scavenge as much as we can and bring it forward immediately. I guess it's not worth eating fuel just to go there, so we're gonna navigate back to the colony. Come to think about it, I think, given this game was 1992, this is one of the first ones with voice acting. Not half bad
Have you
either.
dealt with the base yet?
Found the base, but it seems like it was abandoned
I'll be
completely years
darned.
ago. Become
All these
peace.
years we've been listening to their incoherent broadcast, and we never even guessed. Captain, listen closely. Long-range sensors show a ship closing on this station fast. Our computer identifies it as Ilrath, Avenger class. I think you've got a fight on your hands, Captain. Your best bet is to wait until you have point-blank range. Captain, it's jamming our signal.
By the fetid breath of the Dark Twin Kazon, a human and an alien starship. How fascinating. When I intercepted that Ur-Quan drone,
that's the plan.
That an unidentified starship.
Well, this game is so good, it's worth replaying.
I never expected to find.
Yeah, this is the Ur-Quan Masters fan re-release. Fan remaster.
Humans are prey animals, weak and helpless.
Maybe I was a bit too fast to remove the Vortag.
Starship, and therefore in direct violation of the oath of fealty. I am sure our masters, the Ur-Quan, will punish Earth most severely for this treachery when I present them
Layers of its
with
time,
the
new musical
twisted wreckage of your ship and your many charred corpses.
Where did you come from?
Soon be dead. I will gladly explain. We have spent many years gleefully preying on the Pakunka. They are a pitiful, easily killed species.
Okay, yeah, I removed the Vortag a bit too quickly.
Continued in this divine worship of Dogar and Kazon, but we required additional crew members.
Hope you can fight well. Don't worry, the Earthling cruiser makes this way easier, if I remember right.
We parted the Jiglass constellation and set course for home. But before we had reached our region of space, we detected the passage of a nearby vessel, the Ur-Quan drone. It informed us about you, so here we are. And now, you die!
For the purpose of this playthrough, I'm gonna try and get at least one of every ship that the game will allow me to handle. Captain Buck. See. There we go. Yeah, the Earthling Cruiser is genuinely one of the better ships in my opinion, so...
What a beautiful sight, Captain. I haven't seen an Avenger blown away like that since the battle in Draco. I guess you've shown that you can
thanks for
handle
the
yourself
follow.
in battle, Captain.
I stream just about anything on this channel, so feel free to stop by anytime something catches your eye.
I will commit this station to helping free Earth and defeat the Ur-Quan. We may get our atoms rearranged in the process, but by God, Captain, we're going to try. So the obvious first step is to get the precursor equipment and software over here so that we can make it work with our ship repair fabricators. But then what, Captain?
Alright, first of all, if the Ur-Wrath are going to threaten to eat everyone, I'm going to go ahead and add Borg back to the tags here. There we are. Trust me, Commander, I have a plan. It's a really good plan, but for now it's my secret. We'll slowly build our strength, unify, bring the knee equivalents.
A sensible plan, Captain. Let's get to work. Good luck. By the way, Captain, I think we need a name for this new alliance we're going to forge. And since it was your idea, it's only fair that you get the honor of naming it. So, what will it be?
New Alliance of Free Stars, the Concordance of Alien Nations, United Federation of Worlds. He actually will go with whatever one you suggest, so you can pick whatever you want. And of course, the blatant Star Trek reference would certainly be in theme with what I'm going for. Even though the ship name itself is a reference to Spaceballs, which is more of a Star Wars parody. See here, let me think. Which one do I want to pick? I'm thinking about one of these two. This is obviously this is the canon one, of course, and this one's just if you want to be a jerk. Actually, I believe another playthrough I did pick this one, and he's not too happy if you go with it, but he does admit you're pretty much everything's gonna have to revolve around you to make it work. So. Well, I guess since I'm already mixing ones, let's go with others.
Very well. From this day forward, we're the Concordance of Alien Nations. Now, Captain, I expect the configuration process for the starbase to take at least 2 weeks, so let's get to work. I have good news to report, Captain.
Time has
We have
indeed
successfully integrated the precursor technology from your ship into our fabricator system, and as you can see, we've already begun minor repairs on your ship, patching up some of the micrometeorite holes. We noticed that your ship does not have an emergency warp escape unit, so our engineers rigged up some for you and each of your escorts. Now, you should be able to escape from a bad situation with the touch of a button, but there is a cost, however. The unit gulps up 5 fuel units each time your precursor ship uses it. Also, we now have a limited capacity to make modifications to your ship.
All right, so we can't flee from battle too much.
Fuel, to build additional combat ships, and to train new members of your crew for the flagship and any ships you acquire for your fleet. Captain, I know you're eager to get to work, so I'll be brief. If you have any questions how this starbase works, what resources we need, or just some background information on the galaxy, don't hesitate to ask.
Minerals to offload. All right, yeah, I'm not doing anything. It's
The more
automatically
minerals you
doing it.
bring us, Captain, the faster we'll be able to tackle the Ur-Quan.
All right, so some additional.
Certainly, Captain. What do you need to know?
All right, this game does not use a standard money system. Instead, you just have generic resource units used to spend on ship upgrades, crew, and building new escort ships. So rather than having money, it's simply the resource units simply represent raw materials used to make stuff, food and supplies for crewmates, and fuel and all that. You'll have around
We
facilities
can
here.
modify your precursor ship, build additional combat vessels, and supply you with fuel and crew. This base is designed to service hierarchy ships. Fortunately, your flagship uses the same stabilized antimatter technology as hierarchy vessels and will be able to synthesize what you need. However, due to the size of your ship, we'll have to produce vast quantities of fuel, which will be a substantial drain on our resources.
How can I assemble speed?
Our shipyard facilities are sophisticated and fully automated, permitting a handful of starbase personnel to do the same job as 500 vac-suited construction workers. However, the only designs that we had in our computers were incomplete hierarchy ship designs. Things looked grim until one of the officers came forward with an amazing story. Even though the Ur-Quan destroyed every Earthling cruiser in the fleet nearly 20 years ago, one of my maintenance engineers was a starship production assistant at the Detroit shipyard.
Oh, nice.
When Earth was conquered, she was ordered to destroy all ship construction databases.
All right, yeah.
But she secretly made copies of the blueprint discs and then kept them with her ever since. These discs contain all the data we need to build as many Earthling cruisers as you want, provided you, Captain, can supply the large amounts of mineral resources required to build those vessels. In theory, Captain, we could build alien starships here if we had designs for them. However, it's a well-known fact that alien vessels just can't be flown in combat without native starship captains at the helm.
Yeah, so while you can fill... The way basically health in this game is represented by crew members, the more damage they take, I guess it's supposed to represent like when the... What's it called? Like when panels explode, you know how panels explode in old school Star Trek and just people die from that? I think that's supposed to be the implication when your ship takes damage. You can fill any of your ship with any crew of any race, but like you said, you need to have a captain that's native to the ship since they're the only ones who know how to pilot it properly.
We have almost 2,000 highly motivated, skilled professionals aboard this starbase, and every single one of them wants a berth aboard your starship. However, each hand we lose to your ship means less manpower here at the starbase, and this is reflected in the crew RU cost. As long as you don't lose too many crew members to combat or planet exploration, the RU cost will remain static. But we have only so many warm bodies on this starbase, and if your needs for crew grow beyond a certain point, the cost could increase dramatically.
I believe this will also get lessened if I can get additional races to join our alliance.
As you know, Captain, we've committed the entire output of this station to building your flagship and your battle fleet into the strongest force possible. However, our resources are very limited, and we feel you must decide how we are to spend our effort and materials. To aid you in making these decisions, we have implemented a resource allocation scheme. We provide you with a numerical assessment of the station's resources and ascribe a cost to each task we can perform and each device we can build. It's up to you to decide how you're going to spend your resource units, or RU as we call them. To acquire more RU, you must bring resources back to the starbase. These resources can be either in the form of mineral ores gathered from planet surfaces or already refined metals and other valuable materials from the wreckage of enemy starships.
I guess since we're listening to music here, I should also mention, I believe the game is actually using a set of remixes. This game has options for both the original soundtrack as well as the remix soundtrack from a band called The Precursors.
The most straightforward way you can accumulate resource units is to bring mineral ores back to this starbase. There are probably enough resources in just the nearby dozen stars to build your ship into a powerful battleship or to create a strong task force of combat vessels. I would also recommend that you build several additional storage bays. When gathering minerals, focus on cleaning out one star system at a time. This way you minimize the cost of travel through hyperspace.
These are planet lander sophisticated life form.
While I respect your search for abstract knowledge, frankly, Captain, in our present circumstances, I see little use for such data here. Perhaps you could make use of biological information elsewhere.
Yeah, it's a very good idea to gather up resources from data of biological creatures, but they are not used here. But they are not going to be extremely important nonetheless.
Our engineers and precursor specialists agree with the scientists from your world that your starship was designed to be a workhorse vehicle, which can be easily reconfigured for different missions by adding or swapping self-contained equipment packs, which we call modules. The modules we can build right now are thruster units, which make your ship move faster, attitude jets, which allow you to rotate the ship more quickly, crew pods, which provide life support facilities for up to 50 additional crew members, storage bays, which increase your ship's cargo capacity for mineral resources, fuel tanks, which hold an additional 50 units of fuel, dynamos, which feed energy into your combat energy batteries, improving your weapon's rate of fire, and last but not least, ion bolt guns, combat weaponry, the exact function of which depends on its location aboard the ship. When put in the first or front module slot, it fires a single shot forward. When put in the second slot, it fires 2 shots, spread to the left and right of center. When put in the third slot, it fires 2 shots directly, left and right. And when put in the last or rear slot, it fires a single shot straight backwards.
There's definitely some good ways you can make combat basically trivial with these setups, but...
What else can I tell you?
Historical data.
What aspect of history, Captain?
I'd like to know about the other starfaring races.
Which group of aliens?
Members of the Old Alliance.
Okay, which race?
Go with the Shofixi
The
first.
Shofixi are a race of intelligent marsupials who had been civilized for only a few decades when the war began. They were discovered in the Delta Gorno star system by the Yehat, who adopted and then uplifted the Shofixi, giving them advanced technology and cultural definition. Shofixi are noble and fearless warriors, Captain. In addition, their incredible fecundity and rapid maturation rate kept Alliance ranks solid even at the worst part of the war.
So they reproduce like
I
rabbits.
once flew as an observer aboard one of their ships on routine patrol. We never saw the enemy, but I could never stop thinking about the glory device it had strapped to the bottom of its hull.
Yeah, basically the Shofixi specialize in kamikaze missions. This does allow them to easily defeat stuff way stronger than they normally would, but it also means they're intended to be expendable to an extent.
I'd like to think I'm not a bigoted person, Captain, especially when it comes to allies, but there's just something about those Arilu that gives me the creeps. One thing I'll say for them, though, they possess some technique for moving really fast through hyperspace. They never let us know what it was, but sure beats the pants off our fastest ships.
The Arilu are basically the stereotypical gray aliens seen in pop culture. But in this universe, they are the origins of those things. However, they're also very mysterious, and so they're hard to get in touch with. They only just appear whenever they feel like it. That's what A's and the others are kind of unsure about whether to trust them or not, because they just kind of show up whenever they feel like it. about the Yehat, since they were the ones who... The Yehat kind of broke the Prime Directive by granting the show Fixed-D their... by granting the show Fixed-D their new tech and culture, but like Hayes said, it was ultimately rather necessary since it kept their ranks rather well. The ranks up even when the war started taking a turn for the worse.
The Yehat are a race of ancient warrior clans that have been traveling the stars for many centuries. The clans are highly competitive and sometimes even wage war on each other, but the clans are all loyal to the queen and her royal family, known as the Veepzeeps.
Veepzeeps?
The Veepzeeps have been in power for over 2,000 years, and it is said that during their rule, the Yehat never lost a battle.
Unfortunately, they did lose to the Ur-Quan, it should seem, since it's very clear at this point the Ur-Quan did defeat everyone, for better or for worse. Well, obviously for worse, because they put Earth behind a slave shield. We'll get some more details on that later, but the Yehat are actually the ones who seem to respect humans the most, since humans managed to reach spacefaring stuff and all without any, without needing to help, outside help. So, the Yehat are very honorable and can appreciate the hard work of other races. The Chenjezu.
The Chenjezu were leaders of the Alliance, even though they refused to accept formally the title. I don't know if their silicon-based biology is just plain superior to our old carbon models, or if their fantastic intellect were the product of an ancient, peaceful culture. Whatever the reason, I'd rather be taking orders from a Chenjezu than any other life form, absolutely. One of the more amazing things about them was they never used hyperwave communicators. They could send messages naturally, and their natural hyperwave receptors were much more sensitive than even our best units.
Dang, that's pretty good stuff.
We didn't really get much of a chance to learn about those mechanical beings, but I'll tell you what I know. They're the product of a distant, unknown culture who sent a giant factory arc into our region of space many centuries ago. The Mother Arc, that's what the Earth Press called it, turned out millions of robots and finally broke down.
Huh.
I don't know why the Myrnaherm didn't repair the Mother Arc. Maybe they can't. My personal guess as to why they were sent here is that they're on the leading edge of a colonization project. And once the Myrnaherm obtained enough new worlds, the genuine colonists, whoever they are, will arrive and claim their due.
If I remember right, the Murmurherm have their name that way because they actually don't have any vowels in their language. A bit weird, but...
Most raw recruits saw the Siren as nothing more than warm, breathing pinups. Warm they are, and yes, they do breathe most magnificently, but Captain...
Someone's horny on Maine.
Far more than simple joy units. The history shows the Siren established and maintained a peaceful culture from their Bronze Age through their discovery of starflight.
That's rather impressive, actually.
Before their planet was destroyed in a horrible cataclysm, their world was an Eden.
Yeah, these are the blue-skinned space babes of this particular universe, so... Even Star Trek has gone back and forth in how they've written them, so... I guess I'll have to leave it up to the audience to decide how they're written in this game.
What other group of aliens are you interested in?
Let's learn about the hierarchy of battle
Which species?
The Ur-Quan themselves.
Our enemy is cunning, relentless, and possesses technology superior to all, but perhaps that found aboard your starship. The Ur-Quan are born, live, and die for one purpose only: the subjugation of all other intelligent life in the galaxy. Why? I don't know. They'd probably have an easier time just destroying intelligence, but they're very careful not to use more force than is necessary to achieve their victim's submission.
Well, at least that's respectful.
I'd like to know what made those wormy bastards as twisted as they are, and I'd like to know why they keep on the move, never stopping longer than it takes to enslave whomever they find.
The Mycon.
The Mycons are hard to get a handle on. In fact, I'm not sure any human has ever had a real conversation with a Mycon. What we know of them, we've learned from their corpses, which, I may add, have a nasty habit of coming back to life when thawed out from a decompression quick freeze. Mycon ships seem to expend a significant amount of energy on life support. This is probably because the Mycon only thrive in temperatures close to the melting point of lead. As far as we know, the Mycon are the only race to actively seek out the Ur-Quan in order to become combat slaves.
Interesting. So they willingly joined to become slaves. That is, that's rather awkward, honestly. Spotty.
Imagine facing a cowardly, mobile clam armed with a howitzer, and you've got a good idea of what it's like dealing with a spathy. Although they tend to avoid battles as much as their masters will allow, once in battle, A Spathy eluder is one tough cookie. I once heard a rumor, though I don't like to believe in it myself, that a rogue band of courageous Spathy broke away from the main Starfleet, painted their ships black with bright red stripes, and formed the Black Spathy Squadron, dedicated to performing brave and hostile deeds. Like I said, I'd have to see it to believe it.
The
It's
Umga.
unfortunate that the Umga fell to the Ur-Quan so early in the war, because I suspect we would have gotten along well with those big blob creatures. At the very least, it would have been entertaining. We know them a bit better than most races because they were eager to talk with our ships before, after, and during battle. The Arilu intimated that they had a relationship with the Umga before the Ur-Quan arrived, but I don't know any details.
The Androsynth is next. Let's see here. I'm wondering how much I should reveal right now about these races and how much I should wait until we run into details about them later on. The Androsynth.
When I was flying combat missions along the Corward Front, there was nothing we feared more than the Androsynth hit-and-run squadron. Their blazer ships were more than a match for our cruisers, so we stayed clear of Ada Vulpeculae, their home star. In addition, I think each of us aboard the ship knew deep down in our hearts that the Androsynth had a damn good reason for hating us. Our grandparents had kept them as slaves for nearly 50 years.
Yeah, to elaborate a bit here, the Androsynth, as their name suggests, they were synthetic androids of sorts. Given sapience and all that, forced to basically be... they're basically artificial humans that rised above their human creators and asked why did they have to be slaves, and so now they're... I guess that's kind of why they joined... one of the reasons they joined the Ur-Quan. I think they were subjugated too, but they certainly didn't turn down... They certainly weren't disappointed with the opportunity to go against their former masters, that's for sure. Although, I suppose it's not much better when you're exchanging one master for another. Poor guys, they escaped their enslavement by humanity, only become enslaved by the Ur-Quan, which is absolutely no better.
I still have nightmares about those spiders taking me prisoner, using me as one of their 6 sacrifices to Dogar and Kazon, their twin gods of destruction and torment. Those guys were almost as scary as the Androsynth to those of us in Deep Space Patrol. Their Avenger ships could appear out of nowhere and melt a cruiser down to slag in seconds.
Really?
Luckily for us, the bulk of the Ilrath fleet was thrown against the Genjesu and the Murnaherm.
Alright. I can definitely give at least a bit of each. Like, you can definitely... If I remember right, the special ability of the Ilrath is that they can actually stealth, and that's why I said the ambushes are one of the worst things to have to deal with. However, in Super Melee, I'm not sure how well it actually works. That's why I was pretty confident about the cruiser. Since that's a tutorial fight, I think they're programmed specifically to not use any stealth. Alright, the Vux.
The Starship Far Voyager under the command of Captain Jeffrey L. Rand encountered the Vux near Beta Mira. Although the details are hazy, it's generally accepted that Rand offended the Vux starship commander with an inadvertent insult. What other group of aliens are you interested in?
Were there any aliens who weren't in the war?
None that we had made formal contact with. The Chen Jesu implied that they had met 2 other star-faring species, one near the Gickless constellation and the other directly corward from Procyon. The Arilu Lalile once mentioned having some fun with an alien race in Draconis, but like so much else with the Arilu, they never revealed the whole story.
Yeah, the
I'm
Arilu
sure
are
there are
better
hundreds
ones.
more alien races in our galaxy, but beyond what I've told you, your guess is as good as mine.
So effectively, it was one of those world wars, except with the galaxy, where all major powers were in combat. Others existed, but they didn't really do much. But they didn't have any formal contact.
Would you like information on any other aspect of history?
Interested in the war against
What about the
hierarchy.
war?
I'm gonna hydrate real quick, because this is gonna be a bit of a VN until... for a little bit, so... But I do want to go through this, because I personally find it genuinely interesting. Plus, this isn't the first time I've done VN or VN-esque stuff on the channel, so hopefully it'll still be good. How the war with the Ur-Quan start?
Earth got involved late in the game in 2112 when the Chenjesu arrived in our solar system for the first time. So let's back up a few years to 2098 when the Chenjesu super-sensitive receivers detected a strange signal from the Ophiuchi constellation. Though even the Chenjesu didn't know it, it was the first sign of the Ur-Quan's arrival. The Ur-Quan, having detected the presence of many sentient species, were beaming out an exulting hunting cry. The first direct evidence of the Ur-Quan's intent was the sudden conquest of the Umga, a solitary though not unfriendly species in the Orionis constellation. The Chenjesu, distraught by the invasion, were further angered when the Ur-Quan turned their fleets on the hostile but weak Ilrath race. A hastily assembled defense force of Murnaherm and Chenjesu vessels turned the Ur-Quan fleet aside, but the invader moved into Spathi space, rapidly subjugating that race. With each new conquest, the Ur-Quan fleet grew larger as it added slave vessels to its ranks. Earth joined the Chenjesu to form the Alliance of Free Stars at about the same time as the Androsynth stars fell to the Ur-Quan armada. Before the ink was dry on our agreement with the Chenjesu in 2116, a new race appeared in orbit around the moon and asked for admittance to the Alliance. It was the Arilu Lalile. The timing seemed unusual, and the Arilu were definitely weird, looking like saucer men from Mars, but we were too busy cranking up our mothballed heavy industry that we really didn't pay it much attention at the time.
Yeah, when they join and it's the middle of a war, there's really no, you don't get the luxury of choice.
At the start of the war, here on Earth, we were working like crazy, churning out hundreds of heavy cruisers and smaller support vehicles. The Ur-Quan were busy too. Unbeknownst to us, they had moved down towards the Luton Star Group and were attacking the Vux, who only the Yehat knew existed. Our botched first contact with the Vux took place in 2119, and it was the biggest single mistake we made during the war. After defeating the Vux, the Ur-Quan fleet ran smack into the combined might of the Yehat and Shofixti, supported by the first wave of our cruisers. Again, the Ur-Quan turned away from the hard spot to attack the weak, though we just thought they were running away. In fact, the Ur-Quan had found another independent alien race, the Mycon, in the Brahi constellation. The Mycon's voluntary submission to the Ur-Quan brought the return of the Ur-Quan fleets, now swollen with 100 devastating Mycon pod ships.
Oh dear.
The last entrants to the conflict were the Cyrene, a race of space gypsies who had escaped the hierarchy by moving their vast fleet of slow-moving habitats into human space. With the side set, the last Ur-Quan offensive began.
How'd the war end?
The Ur-Quan came roaring through Vux space and tried to push past the India and Mira star systems. Their onslaught was barely repulsed, and our counterattack made hardly a dent on the hierarchy forces, but we held the line. The Corward front remained intact. Over the following 10 years, there were many great battles between the combined Alliance Starfleet and the Ur-Quan and their hierarchy of battle thralls. Then in 2134, a dramatic shift in the balance of power took place. This must have been about the time the science research mission was sent to the planet of Vela.
Yeah, where our character was...
fleets were pushed back from the Indy-Mira line beyond Raynet. Holding Rigel caused grievously in Chenjesu forces, and the Ur-Quan, recognizing this weakness, shifted to focus the brunt of their forces on Procyon. That was the last we heard from the Chenjesu and the Murnaherm. A few weeks later, waves of ships hit us from all directions. When Ceres Station, our outpost on the asteroid belt, fell to the hierarchy, we knew we were beaten, but we fought on anyway. 3 days later, the Ur-Quan vaporized our last remaining laser forts on the moon, and the dreadnoughts took up geosynchronous position above Rome, Moscow, Beijing, Tokyo, London, Buenos Aires, and
So basically
Washington.
the opening of Independence Day.
We lost the war, and we knew it. But the Ur-Quan decided to make it real clear. And that's why if you check any of our most recent maps, you won't find Buenos Aires.
Wait a minute, you mean... I'm pretty sure this came... Hold on, let me check. Check here. Yeah, I have to check. Did this game really predate Buenos Aires was destroyed? Oh no, that's a different one. Yeah. Alright, Starship Troopers was 1997. This game was 1992. but it wasn't, Starship Troopers here. What was the one that actually did get hit? Because it wasn't Buenos Aires. Let's see here. Oh, that's the book. Yeah, the film. Oh, it's not listed here. I don't want to go too deep into that, but yeah. That's interesting. What happened after the war?
After the UN submitted their formal surrender, we were given a week to decide the nature of our servitude. The Ur-Quan demanded that the decision be made through popular vote. When all the votes were tallied, Earth had chosen not to fight for the Ur-Quan. We had become a fallow slave world. We were given a month to withdraw all of our people and equipment to Earth. Anyone or anything left off planet would be destroyed after the shield went up. Then the Ur-Quan broadcast an odd message. All objects of human construction more than 500 years old were to be abandoned. We didn't know what the Ur-Quan meant until they moved their dreadnoughts into new orbital positions and opened fire on the surface with their fusion weapons. In seconds, large sections of London, Paris, and other European cities were incinerated. At first, we thought they were going to annihilate us after all. And we noticed they were also striking such targets as the Giza pyramids, the Parthenon in Athens, and Stonehenge. Curiously, the United States was almost untouched. The flaming rain lasted 40 hellish hours. It took days after we crawled from our smoldering shelters to realize what the Ur-Quan had done. Our new masters had targeted every building, monument, or other man-made construction older than 500 years and destroyed it. In those 2 days, we lost most of the history of mankind.
Oh, that's what they were after.
In some cases, the Ur-Quan destroyed places we did not even suspect were significant. From their positions in orbit, the dreadnoughts blew away a kilometer of land in central Iraq, vaporized several targets in the Amazon rainforest, punched a big hole through the Antarctic ice cap to destroy something deep under the surface, and melted a broad swath of the ocean floor in the southeastern Atlantic. Then, just a couple of days later, the shield went up, and our contact with the outside world stopped. The next time I saw the stars was 8 years ago, when I was transferred up here to be the new commander of this starbase.
Okay, so basically they wanted to destroy history and culture parts that still existed, but they had no way of knowing what people actually cared about, hence why they destroyed seemingly unimportant land in the rainforest, something on the surface, etc., because they could tell that it was something important that was really old, but had no way of realizing that we cared, whether or not we cared about it. So
Would
they
you
just got
like
rid of everything.
any information on any other aspect of history? We have some
Ancient
data on
galactic
this
history.
subject. What do you want to know about?
What can you tell me about precursors?
Hell, you probably know more about them than I do, but here goes. About 200,000 years ago, when our great to the nth grandparents were
Great to
just
the nth.
starting to play with stone knives and bearskins, a star-faring species suddenly appeared on the galactic scene and spread like wildfire. We found evidence of their presence just about everywhere, from an orbital platform on Alpha Centauri to a stack of data plates in a cave on Pluto to some nameless widget found in a voodoo shop in New Orleans. Though we never found a precursor body or even a picture of one, we can
Interesting.
conjecture what they look like by examining the scale and layout of their equipment. Such an analysis indicates they were giants, say 5 to 8 meters tall and twice as wide.
Twice as wide?
I don't know if they looked more like a brontosaur or an elephant.
Huh.
Anyway, about 3,000 years after the precursors made their dramatic appearance, they vanished. Poof. As far as we can tell, it took less than a decade to happen.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, in the space, in terms of space-time, that's very short, actually. Is there any indication aliens visit Earth in the past?
Yes, there is. Aside from the precursor relics we have found on Earth, often in museums mislabeled as modern art, we've discovered disturbing evidence of much more recent visitation. Perhaps you're already aware that during the mid to late 20th century, there were unaccountable UFO sightings as well as dozens of reported encounters with alien life forms. Although we can discount many of the reports as wishful fabrication or traumatic translation, The military authorities of the time kept a secret record of the incidents which were legitimate. In each such case, the aliens are almost identical in appearance. They have white skin and minimal facial features except for huge almond-shaped eyes, which are often described as glowing or luminescent. This description fits almost perfectly the Arielu Lalile. In most of the legitimate encounters, the people involved describe being physically examined or modified by the aliens. In some cases, unusual pregnancies occurred, and in almost every instance, there were repeat visitations as though the Arielu Lalile were doing checkups on their subjects. We never got the chance to confront the Arielu Lalile about what they did to us and why. I wonder if we ever will.
Yeah, there's a reason the Arielu are kinda... Some people think they're interesting, some people hate them, and, well, there's a good reason for all of them, I'll say that much. What about other races? Are there any besides the precursors?
You mean besides the precursors? Well, the only information we have is secondhand based on some research by a Chenzetsu historian that I read at the academy. Zensert-Sek, the historian, found some evidence that there was a group of alien races who formed an interstellar empire not too far from here about 22,000 years ago.
Oh wow, that is quite a while ago.
The only species in this empire actually lived in our region of space was a race of rock-like creatures who lived in the Vulpeculae constellation. The presence of the hostile androsynth in that part of space severely limited Zensert-Sek's research. He never even found out the race's name.
So a rock-like race.
Would you like information on any other aspect of history?
Sure, thank you.
Anything else?
Would you elaborate on
We can
the facility
modify
side?
your precursor ship, build additional combat vessels, and supply you with fuel and crew. What else can I tell
Alright, I
you?
already went through that. I'd like your input on how we
Can you be
can
more
fight.
specific?
Where can I find most useful plentiful
If you
mineral
have the
resources?
patience, I would recommend you spend several months or even a year gathering mineral resources. You can find such minerals on almost any planet surface, but the quality and density will vary depending upon the type of planet you're on. Base metals are probably the most common materials you'll find, but they aren't particularly valuable. You can find rarer precious and radioactive elements on metal-rich worlds such as Mercury. An old miner once told me that you could tell the relative quality of a planet's minerals based on the planet's color as seen from space. To remember the color sequence from good to bad, the miner had a mnemonic that went something like, very young orangutan could grow bananas perhaps rather well. It is also the case that mineral yields will be better at hotter stars. Temperature is related to the size and color of a star. Red stars are the coolest, then orange, yellow, green, blue, and the hottest stars are white.
Still remember most of this. Like I mentioned before, this is actually one of the earliest examples of an open world game in the traditional sense, so once they unleash the reins, I can go virtually anywhere as long as I can get the resources from there, or find something to a race to ally with. How do I deal with aliens?
That all depends on
space?
whom you meet, doesn't it, Captain? Well, in all seriousness, if you encounter the Ilrath, Bucks, Androsynth, or other hierarchy battle thralls, I wouldn't hold out much hope for a peaceful encounter. So if you feel you have the advantage, attack. The resources you will scavenge from the enemy's wreckage are well worth the effort. If you can find alliance races who are in a position to help us, then you must convince them to join with us. Their assistance may be crucial to our success.
I think people have beaten this game without forming any alliances. And yeah, you can also just use combat to earn resources instead if you don't want to mine planets. But I'm going to be doing a bit of both, but probably a bit more planet mining. My issues, what you do?
Let's see. You need to build up and balance the strength of your flagship. I would add thrusters up to, say, 5 or 6.
We're going to be maxing them eventually.
Combat, but it would also pay off over the long haul in hyperspace. And if you
That's a big
prefer to
one.
avoid confrontation, nothing beats a great pair of legs.
Yeah, if you can outrun
I
enemy
would
ships,
add
you don't have to
turning
fight.
jets for
Do
increased
fights you don't want.
maneuverability. I would add enough weapons to defend yourself if you're caught without escort ships. You need more crew, at least 50 to make productive voyages into space. You need additional fuel, at least 50 units. Your weapons will be underpowered in combat if you don't have at least one dynamo. Use the resource units you have accumulated to improve your flagship.
All right, there we go. How can we deal with
Captain, I
Ur-Quan?
wish I had an easy answer, but I don't.
That's something.
The
that's
only
perfectly
way I
reasonable.
can see of liberating Earth as well as the Alliance allies is to destroy the Ur-Quan and their armada of battle thralls entirely.
That's going to be a lot of battle thrall and stuff to destroy entirely. But we do have an ancient lost technology. Although he did say this was meant to be a workhorse one, but I guess that means it's meant to be changed easily, so we can make it much more combat-oriented. And believe me, by endgame you can have a ridiculously overpowered flagship if you're not too big a fan of any of the escort ships. Do you have any long-range plans?
To defeat our enemies, we will need awesome strength, both in your flagship and the fleet, as well as the assistance of powerful new allies. Though combat will be unavoidable and sometimes necessary to achieve our goals, I'm certain your wits will be at least as important as your weapons. You'll need to explore this region of space, gathering resources and information wherever you go.
Okay,
I don't know, Captain, but I suspect their battle thralls know more than we do, so I suggest you try to gather information from them, perhaps by force.
How do we attack?
At first, your ship will be far too vulnerable to permit frontal assault on the Ur-Quan. Even when your ship is at full power, we're faced with the reality that the hierarchy has thousands of ships. You cannot win the fight alone, Captain. You need allies. Also, towards the end of the war, when the hierarchy broke through the Corward front, we heard rumors that the Ur-Quan had unleashed some kind of super weapon, which was unstoppable by normal means. You need to find out if that rumor was true, Captain, because if the Ur-Quan do have such a weapon, we'll have to find some way to stop it, or all our efforts are for naught.
Yeah, they wouldn't bring up a rumor like that if it didn't end up mattering, huh?
If you encounter an unknown alien race, proceed carefully and diplomatically. We need all the friends we can get, and we certainly can't afford any more enemies. Remember, Captain, with your precursor starship, you hold awesome power. But there will be situations when dealing with an alien race where a carrot will serve better than a stick. But first, you must determine what carrot the alien wants.
What's faster?
You need to accumulate enough resources so we can build up your flagship and assemble a strong fleet. I'd also recommend that you acquire blueprints for other more powerful ships than our trusty cruiser. I suspect that aliens will not give you such prints unless you form an alliance with them. What else can we discuss? What else can I tell you? Fine. Is there anything else you need? Blow up an Ur-Quan for me, Captain.
Alright, here we are. Outfit Starship. Storage bay. Storage bay. Brew pod. There we are. Fuel tank. I probably shouldn't have built that. I can last with just a little less crew. Fuel is definitely going to be the main thing I need to worry about here. We should probably save while we're here. Here we are. You can also freely take away and add more to get the resource units back if so necessary, so you do have some freedom for how you wish to upgrade it. Yeah, crew is effectively your HP, so you absolutely want those maxed out where possible. Alright, we shall now depart the starbase. Well, actually... yeah, I want to make sure I have at least 2 fuel and 2 star. Alright, now let's see here. Alright, let's go ahead and get out of here and see where Mars is. If I remember right, that's an easy planet to get to that has some resources I can make. Let's hope it's not too far out, and of course, it's right over there. Oh, come on, really? Yeah. We're in the Sol system. And I saw the, whoops. The moon was called Luna. Alright, let's head to Mars right away, because I'm pretty sure this has some stuff we can use gather up immediately, and that's going to be easy to appreciate. I should also probably try and gather more crew. Alright, scan, auto-scan. Minerals, energy, bio. It should be a relatively peaceful planet here, so... Bismuth. Aluminum. Potassium. Potassium. Aluminum. Aluminum. Costs us 1 fuel to do that, but I think it's worth it. Might as well just clean up the planet while I'm here. Wow, I could have fit that. Well, it's no big deal because I needed this now. That's some more resource units, so let's exit the menu and navigate. Next up, I think the closest place is going to be, I think, Jupiter or something like that. I know you don't have to go too far out for your first ones, so let's see here. Now, which is this one here? I forget. Crap. I think this might be Saturn, actually. Oh no, this is, no, this is Saturn. It's just hard to recognize without its rings, I suppose. Nothing worth it for me. Now, let's see here. Scan. Titan. Sure, let's dispatch and start picking up the minerals here, then. Strong. Ew. Losing crew from that. There we are. Unfortunately, we permanently lost crew members from that. Alright, let's get out of here and go to Jupiter. Saturn's moon Titan was okay, but we're definitely going to need a lot more resource units for this. So that means that Jupiter's going to be right here. Just don't get hit. Here's Jupiter, and here's its moons. And Europa. Tonics, class 2, tilt, day, gravity, vacuum. Ooh, now these are some decent resources. I'm pretty sure I can get this one, and then, yeah. That should be enough here. Dispatch. Now, there are some earthquakes that can hit the ship here, but I should be able to avoid them just fine. Looks like this planet's relatively peaceful, keyword being relatively. But once we get later on, there can be a lot of lightning storms, earthquakes, and a lot of other stuff that can really shred your crew to ribbons. Alright, that's good enough. That's everything. Go this one here. Scan EO. Mineral scan. Ooh, now that's some good stuff. Dispatch to here should be good, I think. Ooh, gotta be careful. Those are earthquakes, I think. There we are. Alright, we're gonna dispatch again now that we have some more fuel here. Just have to be careful not to lose crew members to these earthquakes. Luckily, it shouldn't be too hard to avoid as long as... Yes. Oh, crap. I lost someone. It's not too bad if you lose a few crew members, but early on, as you could probably wager, it's going to start adding up if you start losing too many. And that's all. Alright, now let's head over to the other planet here, to the other moons of Jupiter here, since they've been profitable for us so far. Ganymede. Red shirts die like flies. Yeah. It's pretty easy to lose a lot of people if you're not careful. You definitely want a decent supply. He said there's a limit of 2,000 people on the spaceship, and I don't remember if that's a real number or just to warn you, because resources start getting more expensive after a while. Ooh, nice. And there we are. Thank you, Ganymede. Alright, let's go over here, and the last moon of Jupiter. Scan, auto-scan. Minerals, energy. Oh darn, Callisto has absolutely nothing to offer us. How disappointing. I guess we can go to... I think Neptune might have some moons that might also have some good stuff. I'm also remember it's mostly the inner planets that are a bit lacking, aside from Mercury. Disappointment, indeed. But at least I'm glad the game scans to let you know if it's worth your time or not already. Ah, here we go, yeah. I believe this is, yeah, Neptune, so let's go to the moon here. Neptune itself is a gas giant, so it has nothing, but this one... Scan, auto-scan, Triton. Looks like Triton has some stuff that might be good for us, but... Weather class 2, that means there might be some storms to worry about. But I guess I'm not in a position to be picky. Okay, yeah, it looks like there's no major weather things here to worry about, so I can gather all these resources and then head on over to... Aw, crap, how am I supposed to pronounce that planet? Because I know people are going to make me want jokes... Going to make me want to make... They're going to make me want... Ah. Tripping over my words here. But yeah, there's going to be jokes about probing it that's going to be expected. Let's see here. Yeah. I think it's technically pronounced Uranus, but we all know the real... Everyone wants me to pronounce it Uranus. Alright, fine. We'll probe Uranus. Scan Uranus. Minerals, energy, biological. How disappointing. There's absolutely no reason to probe Uranus. I do it just as a joke, but like I said, I just don't have very many resources right now, so I can't really afford to be Yeah, wasting fuel. I'll worry about it once I get some more crew quarters and such, because I still need to... Alright, let's head over to the inner planets here. Alright, there we are. Let's see here. Outfit starship. Let's have another crew pod here. Oh, right.
It's good to see you again, Captain. There's something I think you should know.
Oh, what happened?
Our deep space monitoring team has detected faint alien signals coming from Uranus or somewhere in that general direction. The emanations are definitely being generated from within the solar system and could represent the presence of a hierarchy spy.
Huh. Well, he said it has to be from the... We were just at Uranus, so... We know it can't be from there. We even scanned it. There's absolutely nothing. Nor was there anything on Saturn and Jupiter, which means... And he said it has to be that general direction, so... But it's still inside the solar system, so it has to be Pluto. The one I didn't visit simply because I thought we didn't have any resources. How interesting.
Not a bad job, Captain.
Excellent.
Return soon, Captain.
Now let's outfit the starship. We're gonna have another crew quarters here. Because I need to have more, Let's top off on some fuel here, then. Shipyard. I should probably be spending more on fuel, but I think we're in good shape at the moment. Alright, 100 crew for the main ship I think is going to be more than sufficient. In fact, should last us for a decent amount of the game, I think, so... I won't worry about getting even more until a lot later. Although I can also use... The main thing I'm going to be... Since I'm not going to be fighting with the main starship for a little while, I'm mostly going to be using these the crew quarters to fill the other ships with, like the cruiser I have here. Part of me wants to build another cruiser just to be safe, but on the other hand, I think it's going to be... Oh my. Ah, the Ill Wrath. Because we fought one, their sphere of influence is projected here. We can even fight them if we want. They're the first clear hostile race, after all. Alright, yeah. Interesting. Oh, there's the Pluto over there. It's very hard to see. So yeah, it's the only planet that's anywhere near Uranus. Might as well just fly past it. Yeah, I believe technically it only eats fuel regularly when you're in hyperspace outside the solar systems. So as long as I'm not hanging out there too much longer than expected, you're actually saving a decent amount of fuel. But of course you still need to save some for planetary excursions to gather resources and all that, so... Yeah. Here we are. Planetoid Pluto, or... Well, yeah. It went back and forth over whether it counts as a planet or not. Auto scan, mineral scan, energy scan, bioscan. There should be virtually nothing here. Zo crystals. Now that's a really good mineral. That's worth a lot of resource. What's this? Oh. We just lost 8 people. Mayday from the surface. Sir, we've come under fire from an alien vessel we found hiding on the surface of Pluto. Captain, they killed Kalowski, Fritz, Chin, O'Donnell, Luigi, and all 3 of the Liberman triplets. That bastard! We're initiating emergency launch procedures.
Attention, a big, mean, hostile alien vessel hovering overhead in an obvious attack posture. Sure. This is Spotty, Captain Whistle. I know you are going to torture me, so let's just get this over with right now. The coordinates of my homeworld, Spatiwa, are 241.6 by 368.7, and the ultra-secret Spatty cipher, which is known only by me and several billion other Spatty, is Happy Muffy.
And several billion other Spoffy.
Sorry about that little mistake with your landing vehicle.
Yeah, I killed 8 people.
I was so startled when it approached my vessel in a threatening manner that my automated defense systems fired on it when it got too close. I hope nobody got hurt.
You fired on my guys when they got close because they got freaked out. You attacked our land, oh. Yeah, obviously I could just attack him if I want, but identify yourself with destroyed.
Of course, as I said, I am Captain Photo of the Spotty Lordship Star Runner. Our sensors have tracked your entry into the system, which you are no doubt here to conquer. And while you are certainly welcome to do so, we would be greatly appreciative if you would please just go away and forget this star system ever existed. If you don't go, it will greatly complicate our master-slave relationship with the Ur-Quan, who stationed us here to watch over the Earthlings.
We suggest you immediately perform whatever cultural or customary species preceding death that dies like more. I understand sometimes these tragic misunderstandings we grieve but are not mature.
Thanks. For a minute there, I thought you were going to kill me.
What are you doing here on Pluto anyway?
About 20 years ago, this region of space was dominated by a loose confederation known as the Alliance of Free Stars, which was composed of the aliens native to these parts who did not want to be enslaved. They made a valiant effort against the superior Ur-Quan forces. It even looked like they might miraculously defeat the combined Ur-Quan armada, right up to the point at which the Ur-Quan totally defeated, indeed annihilated them.
So, what are you doing on Pluto exactly?
When the Ur-Quan armada entered the system to subjugate formerly the Earthlings, the Ur-Quan presented the humans with the standard slave options. Join the hierarchy, as combat roles, and retain some autonomy, including the right to travel through space, or become a fellow species and return to pre-atomic savagery on the surface of their homeworld, encased for all time beneath an impenetrable force shield. The humans chose the latter option, and so were swiftly imprisoned on the surface of Earth. But the Ur-Quan didn't trust them to obey the restrictions, so they chose a small group of hierarchy combat starships from the Inlet and Spartan fleets to create the so-called Earth Guard and station them at a base on Earth's moon.
Oh, tell me, what are you doing on
Originally, we
Pluto?
were stationed on Earth's moon, which made us Spatty a bit uneasy, because with each passing day we grew more and more worried about the sneaky Earthlings making a surprise attack. But the Illred kept telling us that it was impossible, since the Earthlings had no ships or weapons whatsoever. That made us feel a bit better, but when the Illrath left, again we grew fearful, and decided to make a strategic redeployment to Mars. Later on, we decided it would be prudent to relocate to Jupiter's moon, Ganymede, then later Saturn's moon, Titan, and finally here to Pluto.
So he's been trying to run away, basically. What happened to the Ilrath station
The
here?
Ilrath contingent were supposed to be the toughest ridge crest, the most rigid flipper, yes, the backbone of the Earth Guard force. But they departed the system en masse not long after the last Ur-Quan dreadnought vanished from this region of space.
Oh, they got bored.
They claimed to have received a direct order from their gods of evil and darkness, who had grown dissatisfied with the Ilrath's passivity and wanted them to kill, or at least torture someone soon. Personally, I believe they just got bored and went off to have some fun.
Well, if torturing and devouring people is their form of fun, I guess I can see why.
Well, when they were pushing up into hyperspace 18 years ago, We asked them that very question, and I think they said something to the effect of, "Real soon."
What's happening to base on
We
Luna then?
decided that if the Earthlings figured out we had abandoned the base on Luna, they would be more likely to try something sneaky. So, we rigged up some old service androids and ordered them to drive around on the lunar surface in bulldozers, endlessly pushing around the same piles of dirt. In addition, we connected the base's local radio transmitter to an audio malnorme fun rum called Winky's Happy Night, hoping they would think we were still there.
What happened to
Over
spot
the
these ships?
past years, it became necessary to redeploy strategically some of our Earth-powered forces to our homeworld in case of a sudden surprise attack by a vicious, unrelenting alien race which we Spotty call the Ultimate Evil.
How many crew do you have aboard?
Dozens, that is to say, scores and perhaps even hundreds of my brethren stride through the corridors of this specially modified, super-efficient, mass destruction-oriented starship, which could lay siege to an entire planetary system should we choose to do so, which, fortunately for you, we have decided not to do today.
Hundreds, come on.
I am undone. You are far too clever for a poor spotter like me, and now I must submit to your superior alien intellect. I guess I am not revealing any truly important secrets if I tell you that each of my species' lunar-class void ships typically holds 30 spotter crewmen, though at present my vessel, the Star Runner, is not up to full complement due to the needs of my homeworld in their resistance against the Ultimate Evil.
I like how he
And
always says
in
Ultimate
fact,
Evil
my vessel is
with the
somewhat
drama.
understaffed
It
right
could-
now, seeing as how I am the only spotter on board, which is a bit frightening, as I am sure you can understand.
So he's all by himself? That's actually kind of sad. But who or what is this Ultimate Evil?
As yet, the ultimate evil remains largely unmanifest, and its powers and exact intentions are still a bit obscure, since it lurks just outside the range of even the most sensitive long-range detectors, which we feel gives conclusive evidence as to the ultimate evil's nefarious intent.
Oh, they're just paranoid. Why are you so
Since
captive?
it was our most powerful and unforgiving masters, the Ur-Quan, who stationed us here, we knew it would be grossly stupid to disobey them completely, but we decided it would be okay to send just one ship home. We used one of our most ancient and solemn rituals, Poon Taffy, to pick the lucky ship. Then, some months later, we decided that it wouldn't really hurt if we sent one more ship home. And then later we sent another, and then another. Well, you get the idea.
So basically kept
Alas,
losing.
as fate would have it, when the final ritual was performed, I, Barroso, was left here alone. For as even the most immature in questioning knows, there must always be one spotter who picks the short top runs.
So basically they drew straws, yeah. For their
Our masters don't really keep us very well informed about their goings-on, so that all we know is that immediately after the subjugation of the last Alliance race, the Hut, I think, the Ur-Quan gathered their dreadnoughts and departed for the edge of the galaxy, commanding us to obey the slave laws or face their wrath when they returned.
You'd feel safer if you were with us. Come join us.
I really want to, but I am just not sure that under the present circumstances, joining you in your exciting and also dangerous space adventures would be the best course of action right now, because the Ur-Quan could return at any minute, and the punishment they would bestow on me for such treason would make any other horrible death seem like big fun by comparison. Thanks for the offer, though.
The galaxy seems
How
kind of
true,
monsters.
Captain,
Are you
how
happy you're alone and
true.
vulnerable?
In truth, just between us, during the past 7 years, I have been quite ill at ease, and yet now I find myself enjoying your company. This witty dialogue, and the presence of your huge, powerful, death-dealing starship, which, being my friend, you would certainly feel compelled to use in order to save me from any hostile life forms who threatened me with death.
Know anything about the
We
other alien
only
races?
know bits and pieces of what happened to each race. For instance, when defeated, the Yahat joined the hierarchy as combat thralls, while the Cyrene chose to be slave-shielded on a planet in the Bug Squirt star system. No, that's not right. I forget its name. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the Shafixti. They were utterly wiped out in a gigantic blaze of glory.
Oh, what do you mean Blaze of Glory?
The
What happened to them?
Shofixti were half Tiral, as you know, having been uplifted by the Yahat just a few decades before the start of the war. Given their habit of detonating those suicidal so-called glory devices in combat, it came as no particular surprise to me when, upon the arrival of the Ur-Quan primary task force at their homeworld, the Shofixti caused their sun to explode in a colossal supernova, destroying the entire planetary system, and not incidentally dozens of Ur-Quan dreadnoughts.
What about yourself?
Me? You mean me, personally? Nice of you to ask.
I'll take a drink while he's doing
I
this.
was born a poor green incrusting, the youngest child of a family of 18,487. My male parent had to work hard to support us, very hard. But each of my brothers and sisters and I tried to help out to make ends meet. The female parent was kind and sweet to all of us. Why, she once even called me by name. She said, what a treat, a golden memory. I swiftly matured into a fine example of my species with
We
my
might go in peace,
descent.
indeed.
Achieved independence. Specifically, they pried me from the door jam and rolled me into the street. Thus prepared, I set out to make my fortune. I had great dreams in those days. Yes, great dreams. I knew that someday I would be vastly rich, wealthy enough to afford a large, well-fortified mansion. Surrounding my mansion would be vast tracts of land through which I could slide at any time I wished. Of course, one can never be too
Before.
sure that there aren't monsters hiding just behind the next
Need to
bush.
mask myself.
So I would plant trees to climb at regular,
I'm glad you're
easy-to-reach intervals.
showing some love to the
And
people
being
playing this game. It's a
something
really
of the
good game.
world, I would know that some monsters climb trees, though often not well. So I would have my servants place in each tree a basket of product stones.
Wow, he's
Not
really
too heavy,
talking on,
not
isn't
too
he?
light, just the right size for throwing at monsters. I was thinking about what color the stones would be painted. Aqua, mauve, or magenta, when a vegetable cart came
I'd have gone with
down the
magenta
street
myself.
outside my house.
Actually, Aqua
I
is...
was
Yeah, I'm leaning towards
unconscious.
Aqua now.
When I awoke, I was aboard the void ship Star Runner headed for Earth. Apparently, I had been out of my head for quite some time after the accident, and with the assistance of some kind strangers, had been relieved of my funds and convinced to join the Navy, where I have been unpleasantly employed for the last 25 years.
Feel not
Happy
safe now.
days and
Join our fleet.
jubilation! I discard all prejudice and hesitations and accept and celebrate your
It's
offer
Fuepo.
of protection and your undying commitment to my well-being. I must wax melancholy for just a moment, though, and make sure you understand that any other spotty ships we meet at large in the galaxy are not going to be quite so responsive to your friendly gestures as myself, since they bear more heavily the yoke of Ur-Quan enslavement and are also apt to talk themselves out of allying with a totally unknown alien, which I, having been left here alone, cannot do. Welcome me aboard, Captain.
And now he's officially joined us. Now we have the, a bit more freedom in what direction we can take. See here. I definitely want to get some more thrusters if I can get the resources for it, but... We're still in good shape with fuel and crew. First, let's get out of Pluto's range here. Yeah, I definitely need to get the thruster upgrades here, because otherwise this is taking forever. Or Luigi, now Mario's all alone. Oh, perfect. I can go right in. Oh, I can't afford it. I should probably first shipyard. Fine. Yeah, as you can see, spot these ships, if I remember right, they have a large amount of... Interesting to realize since this game's released, there's been some kind of Ur-Quan species on a galaxy already doing all sorts of business. Yeah, there's been some wondering if any of the sci-fi franchises have actually correctly predicted one of the alien ones. Although, of course, there's also been some theories as to why we haven't run into any yet, because theoretically, if there's a spacefaring ship, a race, they should have already found us at some point. Although I guess they could have already made contact and it simply wasn't recorded as such. Even this game, it says it's hard to believe, but apparently there's been ones there for ages. Now let me think. Oh yeah, oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the spotty ships. The interesting thing about them is they're specifically designed largely to be defensive. They fire backwards so that you can run away while firing at the enemy. They have large amounts of crew. And actually, you see the they look kind of like an atom with a center and all those others. The center of them and two of the others are actually decoys. I believe the green and orange ones are the only real crew quarters. Everything else is a decoy to distract. So yeah, it's meant to be a defensive ship with survivability put above all else. And yeah, my general thought is as I keep going, I'll empty from the main crew quarters into the ships individually. Yeah, since as long as the captain's a native of the race, it doesn't matter what the rest of the crew is. Apparently, they're built well enough that anyone can pilot them. Now, let's see here. Now, star map. I'm at Sol right now, so let's see here. Let's see here, the coordinates for the Spathy. I believe they said, well, oh yeah, he said this is the Spathy's area, so this is different where I want to go next. I don't quite have enough speed to outrun anything that chases me, however. Yeah, the butt missile is pretty good. I think that with the Earthling Cruiser and Fwifos, I should be in good shape if I need to get into any fights, but that might be a little worries. That might be a bit much here. Alternatively, there is one friendly race I know we can go towards right now, and we don't have to risk running into any hostiles, because as Fwifo says, remember, the Spathi are technically enemies right now, so if we run into any, we must fight. There is no question about it. And obviously, with that much health and stuff, they're absolutely a pain in the ass to have to shoot. And I don't want to run... You can't run from too many fights, because, as it was said, eats 5 pieces of fuel. Later on in the game, when I have more money and stuff to have fuel more regularly, I can run a bit more often, but not here, that's for sure. Alright, so here. Actually, since we have second time playing this? Yeah. Yeah, this is not my first time playing, so I just wanted to revisit it because... Well, it's a good game. I just wanted to revisit it, especially since I've been doing a lot of fantasy stuff lately, and I figure some sci-fi should make a nice change of pace. I'll probably swap off between this game and one of the others I've been playing lately, so it should be pretty good. Anyways, since this is a game I'm playing again, I'm allowing myself use of a guide. Nice. Nicely bought the mineral pods already. Yeah. Lucky for me, I still have a good idea of what I want to have with me, just to make sure. A decent amount of... So yeah, so I have a good idea of what I want to buy and what I want to keep track of. For the purposes of this playthrough, I'm going to try and have at least one of every ship that's capable of joining, so that's going to be nice. There's a couple I'm not sure how I'm going to get, but I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Let's see here, do I want to go with, well, actually, since you're in chat, what do you think? Should I go and meet the Spathy like Quifo suggested, even if I might run into a few fights, or should I go for one of the... one of the ones that aren't going to be hostile that I can easily talk into an alliance? Go there and mine along the way. Star systems, yeah. Like I said, the hottest ones are going to be good here. Serious. Alright, I should be able to auto there. With 100 fuel, I should be able to get there and get back just fine, but yeah, I definitely want to get the thrusters upgraded as soon as I can, but I also can't neglect, you know, crew quarters, storage space, or the fuel tanks, so it's going to be a little rough early on. But eventually it'll be pretty easy to autopilot to whatever star system I need. The first time after the Midnighters was blown away. I believe I first played this game in the mid to late 2000s. I've watched other Let's Plays, done a few other things, but at the end of the day, nothing beats playing it directly, you know? Ooh. A yellow planet, huh? Light years of our time. In some way it was. It's, for one thing, it's a legitimately open-world style game, of which there weren't very many at the time. Now, there were some, like, I know the original Fallout 1 and 2 were, and likewise, there's a lot of space sims that were influenced. Like, I know Mass Effect heavily took this game as influence, and you know, that's a good thing, I think. Mineral scan, ooh, energy scan, bioscan. No creatures here, Plastics, oh dear, this is gonna be an extremely dangerous place. But I have to risk it. See. That's a problem. That's a problem. Yeah, this is a game where you absolutely need to save, because I don't have any way to get the resources back anymore. Well, actually I do. I just have to remove pieces of the ship if I need to. Well, that's what you get if you're not playing it safe. It's something good to keep in mind for games in general, especially these old ones. I know some of them have said try to avoid saving too often to avoid breaking immersion, but yeah, you don't want to do that, especially because a lot of them are really rough. You can get another one of those just fine, so I just need to be careful here. But yeah, I really do need to get those thrusters going, because it is a pain in the ass. Shipyard.
Hello, Captain. Light load this time, Captain. Bring back lots of minerals, Captain.
Light load this time, but they are extremely valuable minerals. By the way, a game I could recommend. Cosmeteer. Oh crap, I can't afford it. Oh, gotta do what you gotta do. I'll just take out the crew here. Oh wow, I really can't afford that. I'm gonna go ahead and get these more, Cosmoteer? Or one or older one, let's see. Ship Architect and Commander. Oh, it's a newer one. I'll have to look more into that later then. For the moment, though, let's see here. Star map, let's see here. What else is in the spotty homeworld here? I could also go to some areas in the Ilrath area, but let's see here. How much fuel will it take to get... I do appreciate that it warns you how much fuel you need to get there. Now, where do you say the homeworld was again? Let me just look it up. One moment, please. Make a note in your... Alright, let's see here. Where do you say the path to the, again? Ultimate Eve. It's 246. Epsilon Grius. Now, this is their homeworld here. Like 23 pieces of fuel, so I need to make sure I have at least 23 pieces of fuel left in order to arrive there. Oh, but see how much faster we're already going. This is why I wanted to focus very heavily on getting it going. I should probably save while I'm here as well. I haven't been doing that enough for how much can go wrong in this game. Delta Illuminati. Ooh, do. And the X-Files theme. At least I got some highly valuable minerals from Captain Fliffo. Well, Pluto. Sucks to be low on crew, but I think it's fine because we've still got about 80 on average in total, even though both escort ships are full. As nice as the crew quarters are, they're probably the most expendable at this point in the game because all I'll really be using them for is to fuel up the other escort ships. Unfortunately, red stars are a lot harder aren't going to have as mineral-rich of planets. Oh dear, we can see on the radar something's following us. That's a red giant, the coolest of stars. Crap, they're right behind us. Alright, there we are. We just barely made it. Oh, that's an enemy. It's 4 ships,
Surprise and terror! I am greeted by the smooth and hostile face of our old enemy, the Hootmans. No, the huge clans? No, I remember. The Hoonams.
You know, peace. We may leave as we
Look,
came in peace.
can we keep this as a secret between the two of us? It's really rather embarrassing.
We leave as we came in peace. Look, can we leave this alone where it's actually embarrassing? Alright, now let's see here. Right, now let's see here. Actually quite embarrassing. Yeah, luckily they don't want to fight, so if you just convince them not to, they won't. Oh, their homeworld is the blue one there. Now, if I remember right, you actually go to the moon first. Oh, come on, really? Alright, here we are. Good old spot the vessels, indeed. Encounter at Grius Planet 1. Verse.
What is the secret cipher? We are the Faith Ones, the Spotty High Council. You have given us the correct cipher, and so you will not be destroyed immediately.
Yep,
Now,
Quiffo
if you
came through.
please, tell us how you acquired our most secret Spotty cipher, which every Spotty swears never to reveal, even when threatened with considerable pain.
Become peace and with goodwill.
No doubt.
No doubt. Would be show
No.
information with us? No! Our hand in friendship.
We are too afraid of the Ur-Quan to consider such an alliance. They would most certainly punish us with extreme tortures.
Could you spare some mineral
No.
resources? No! We're stronger than Ur-Quan.
Hello! Awaken from your dreamy state, you them! Now is the time for realism, not wild fancy.
We're strong enough. We're in a precursor vessel. Is that not unique?
Your vessel is unique. And here is the crux of the problem. A unique, meaning singular, starship is not equal to the task of destroying the entire Ur-Quan armada. If you had, say, 10,000 similar starships, we could take your boasts more seriously.
What have to do to prove to you destroy your entire fleet? Oh, right.
Well, that would probably work.
That would probably
but
work.
I have a better idea. A test. One of those questy kind of things.
Oh, dang. Hang on. Oh, what is this about getting away from fantasies to get away from these quests? I'm already on a quest. What kind of test do you have in mind?
You must wipe the evil ones from the face of Spatiwa.
Tell me more about these evil
Let us
ones.
explain the sad history of our species. Once upon a time, many thousands of years ago, we inhabited the warm, safe surface of our home planet, Spatiwa. We were happy and content. During those golden centuries, we evolved from a primitive nomadic culture into a complex agrarian society. We learned to write on clay tablets, and we were well on to being able to read those tablets.
They
When
could
the
write but not
darkness
read.
fell upon us, when the evil ones came, creatures from the darkest pits of hell they were. They hunted our people, devoured them like tasty nodules, and we had no defense against them.
Oh my,
Suddenly,
they sound awful.
our culture became once more nomadic. We fled across the oceans from continent to continent, but the evil ones always followed. Spurred by our great need, we advanced from bronze to atomic technology in less than one of your centuries.
Wow.
But none of our innovations was a match for the evil one's natural cunning and ferocity.
Well, they say
Finally,
necessity is the
with
mother of
no
all
other
invention.
option available, we fled our world and took up residence here on our own moon, where we have resided most uncomfortably for the last 300 years.
Okay, except so pack in your bags, eyeball dudes will be
We
home in no
will
time.
await your return with great anticipation. Simultaneously, we will prepare a short, poignant eulogy to mourn your demise.
Well, it's good to be prepared for any outcome. Entering the planetary orbit. Biological scan, oh my. Obviously, we're gonna need a savior just to be safe. Dispatch. The evil ones! Well, I guess from their point of view, they're the size of basically an entire continent, so... Sadly, these guys don't give minerals, they give data, which, as Commander Hayes said, they don't have any use for it. But you want as much as you can, because they're going to be extremely useful very soon. Or rather, once it shows up, you'll see why you want as much as you can get. I remember these looked a bit more like teddy bears or something, but they look more like rats now that I look at them now. Could just be specifically to the Ur-Quan Masters remake that I'm playing, though. I know the graphics here are a bit different from the original versions. Lead. Uranium. Data. Is this data mining? Hmm. I guess you could consider that as such, since it's a mining vehicle and yet is getting data.
How go your foolishly courageous and noble efforts to rid the evil ones from our beloved Spatiwa?
Although we lost many a crew, we've eliminated the
This is
scourge.
wonderful. Too good to be true. We will immediately begin transporting Spotty from this unpleasant moon down to the safe surface. We shall send in crustlings and the infirm elderly first as a special honor. Please come back later to receive your accolades.
Now you have to go back immediately because they're trying to make you forget.
Oh, joy! Oh, happiness! We rejoice and make merry in celebration of our imminent return to our home world. You are most heroic and helpful. Thank you, thank you, thank you! But now I must return to our festivities. Please feel free to come back any time.
Hey, a deal's a deal. What about our alliance?
Why don't you just wait a while until after we are resettled on our home world? We can discuss details at that time.
How long do you expect this to take?
10, 15 years tops.
Am I correct in understanding you're being refused to live up your end of the bargain?
No. We are simply taking a more adult, welcome to the real world view of the situation. We cannot simply say, hurrah, and form an alliance with you this very moment. Surely you see that.
Wait a minute, what's that thing in the lower right corner that's peeking the little hole? Is that... You know, these creatures aren't dead. We have them suspended animation. How'd you like us to return them to the surface?
No! No, please. Exactly what kind of relationship were you thinking of?
A mutually beneficial alliance of minds and mind.
Huh?
An egalitarian fellowship of sentient life forms.
What?
The kind where you do everything exactly as we say.
Okay. We are quite familiar with that arrangement. Very well. I'll bet we will regret this decision later on, but you leave me with no choice. We will comply with your needs. A spotty delegation will depart immediately for the planet Earth.
And there we go, our alliance is officially secured. Now let's see here. There should be an area around here that's also quite good. SETI. Alright, should be able to autopilot to there just fine. I didn't get too many resources out of this, but we got ourselves an alliance. And luckily the Spathi are, technically hostile, but are not above negotiations, so... should be pretty easy to go through here, I think.
Hello, Captain Ally Hunam. We are here in this place at this time just like you. How wonderful.
Hi folks, what's
Very
new?
little, I'm afraid. We've just been watching the stars. You know, actually, there was something that happened the last month on the 17th. We saw a new star appear between the Sursini and Chandrasekhar star clusters.
That's
We
interesting.
watched it for 3 days. We
Sometimes
just
star watching
watched
can be
it.
quite useful, it
Then
seems.
it went away, vanished just like that. I hope it comes back.
As grants the boon of your
Such
wisdom.
as we are, here out in deep space, we learn little of interest. I suggest you consult the more interesting folk at Spahiwa.
They share minimal wealth with
As
us.
you wish. Our waste recycling unit is at your disposal. There you will find quantities of methane, sulfurous gas, and some interesting organic compounds. Feel free, take all you want.
What do you guys do for fun here in
We
deep
used
space?
to be bored, but then we bought this cool entertainment product. It simulated a grand adventure through 1,000 parsecs of hostile space, where we met interesting aliens, uncovered the secrets of a long-lost superior race, and eventually, to save our world from destruction, we had to face the dragon. Never mind, I can tell you aren't really interested.
Yeah, I was very interested. Hope your journey is safe.
Same to you.
Yeah, they won't even. We don't have to fight now that we're officially an alliance, which is quite nice. Alright.
Ah, Hunam, I was just wondering, is Tafayov still alive? Have you seen him? Is he well? He was sent to your Earth starbase a while ago to captain an eluder vessel as part of our mutual assistance pact.
Doggo? Oh, yeah.
Rest assured, he
I'm
will
watching
be an
the
excellent
dog for the
addition to
moment.
your elite force. Those weeks of intense training always result in an officer of the highest caliber.
They drop
If you
by every
see
now
him,
and then to.
please let him know that I still consider his debt valid
Oh.
and expect prompt payment. Thank you.
Oh, he's like, alright, so he's waiting. So basically, he's here to say, "Hey, that guy owes me money."
We used to be bored. It simulates where we found. Same to you. Ah, Hunam, I want to. Same to you.
Yeah, this is kind of why a big reason I wanted to get the thrusters at max power soon, because that's gonna keep happening because most of the ships are gonna be faster than me. But once I finish upgrading the thrusters, they won't have this issue. Good. As I was saying, oh yeah, sometimes this family drops pets by, and I take care of them for a little bit. Alright, here we are. Alright, now we're gonna visit most of these planets here. Try and mine for what we can. We need to use up... We need to be careful, though. Actually, star map. How much will it take to get back to Sol? Beta Wolf. Rigel. Sirius, Sol. Alright, so I need to make sure I have at least 30... We'll play it safe and have at least 35 units of fuel. And then we'll go back to drop it all off. Auto scan. Weather, tectonics, oh dear. This is gonna be extremely dangerous, but I might be able to make it here. How about we just load the save then, shall we? Alright, so clearly that yellow planet's not worth our time, but what about this little pink planet here? Auto scan, weather class 7. Gonna have to hurry, I guess. Let's load then, shall we? This is absolutely one of those games where you're not going to definitely want to be saving quick loading when fairly often. Scan, auto, mineral, energy, biological. Alright, with just those class 3, class 2, I don't think we should run into any major problems. Okay, never mind, we will. Cannon will. Okay, let's try this again then. This time, let's go for the blue one. Because I absolutely need to make find more resources than I am spending to reach these. While it is nice that we finally have, Sapphire World. Oh yeah, those are absolutely one of the best for collecting resources. Okay, here we go. Oh crap. Dang. Okay, let's see. I definitely want to go back to the Sapphire World, but we're gonna have to save right before going in here. We need to get as much as we can. Oh crap, I accidentally went past it. Fine, we'll go with this. Ah, no, 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 no. Ah, no, 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 no. Go back, go back, 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 back. Acid World. Yeah, class 3, that means we're probably going to be attacking. Look how hot that is. Yeah, that didn't work as well as I was hoping. Alright, we're gonna once again go for the Sapphire World because that is rich in resources. My crew is really lacking. No, 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 of course. Alright, here we are. Come on, come on. Now, for the record, the dogs need to go out. I will need to pause the stream a bit while that happens. Alright, so we're gonna save it here because this is a sapphire world, which means it's gonna be really good for resources if I can make it without dying. Minerals. Yeah, purple stuff is really nice. Well, that's unlucky. Alright, let's keep going again. I may only be able to grab one before leaving, so let's hurry up. Super fluids. Here we are. First of all, let's save now that I actually got some resources out of this, because these are really valuable things. Yeah, it's really dangerous for these planets, but I need what I can get. Ah. Technically speaking, you can get a handful of those landers so that you can just replace them, but this early on, it's, as you saw, they're a bit expensive. Yeah, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald worlds are the most resource-rich, so if you can get them, go for them. There we go, I got it and left. Alright, we can go ahead and save now that we got these resources here. Navigate. I don't have very many crew left, but if I have to, I can get some from Fwifo's ship to add to the main one. Well, usually I'll end up taking the main ship and put them into the Guardian ones. You can also do the reverse, if so necessary. Auric World. One lander is 500 each. They're not too expensive, it's just really annoying this early on, and weather, oh dear. Yeah, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. I don't think it's gonna be worth it. That one's Emerald, though. It might be a bit more worth it. Let's take a look. Cyanic World. Hmm. Oh, those golds will be well worth the landing. I have to try and get some of these here, but... like 5 units. I can grab this and leave. That alone is going to be worth the fuel cost. Here we are, 12. Alright, we're going to navigate to one of these others here. Scan Selenic World. Nothing of value is here, unfortunately. Alright, let's go to this one here. Wait, did I already check this one? That world, no. It's so hot. First planet of Alpha Ceti. Let's go with this red one here. It looks like it's another gas giant, so... let's see what's here then, shall we? Light world. If I can get the ones here and immediately leave, I might be able to, but look how hot the temperature is. Over 1,000 degrees Celsius. That's fire. No wonder there's so much fire. Just want to grab these and get out of here. Nope. Because I could buy a number of landers, but it's just easier, I think. Scan. Yeah, those lightning are homing in on me. I just can't do it. Fortunately, this world is not worth my time. Metal world, minerals. Those are some really good minerals if I can get them, but... Yeah, look how hot it is there. We need to get some... Perhaps we should try the planets further out. Alpha Ceti. What about this planet? Those radioactives are valuable. They are, but if I can't even reach them without exploding, that's gonna be a problem. Yeah, see how fast I'm exploding. We're worth it saving, yeah. I do absolutely want these green ones if I can get them, but... Yeah, look how fast I'm dying just by landing down the earlier world. That's why I loaded the save here. This is the earlier one here. No, that's no good. I didn't even get anything out of that, darn it. Weather class 7. Bright orange 28 time balls, huh. Darn it. Yeah, I'm just dying instantly. It's good if I can get it, but at this point it seems like that's not even possible. It might not be possible. I might need to get upgrades before I can do that. But the upgrades might be for not be for a while, especially since I don't have all that much data yet. That biological data. There's definitely a bit of RNG involved here, and I can see why some might prefer just attack fighting. There. If I can get this last, even just this last one, I think it might be worth it, but that's gonna be a big if. Yeah, it's no good. Why is it facing the wrong direction? That's the whole... Damn it! That's the whole reason I died, because it keeps starting me facing the wrong direction. Alright. But yeah, I really am not... It's... God damn it! Once again, it faced me the exact opposite direction. Once again, the lightning homes in on me. Where the zig's over 10 are you to land there? Yeah, Alpha Ceti. Yeah, it doesn't let me fly into the sun. This one's the furthest out. Maybe it's not that hot. Let's see what kind of resources it can offer. Virtually nothing. Looks like it's still pretty hot, so it might be fiery, but let's see how bad it is. Okay, yeah, it's still hot. Alright, let's see what this world is here exactly. Organic world. It's still extremely hot. Interesting. Looks like it's still extremely hot, so let's see how bad it's gonna be exactly. Well, I guess that answered that question, didn't it? Guess I should just head back to the Sol system at this rate. Opus. At least the good news is I've gotten a decent... Cargo. Oh yeah, I've got a lot of purple stuff. That's gonna be extremely valuable. Yeah, that's probably gonna compensate my entire trip and then some, which is definitely good. You can absolutely expect me to be spending the first few in-game months of this game just getting resources and stuff, but rest assured I'm gonna be trying to get some allied races here and there. It's just that in general I need to focus on, you know, getting the upgrades I need.
Ah, Hunam, I was just wondering stuck as we are here out in, I suggest you consult the more interesting... Very little, I'm afraid. Last then it went I see.
I try to avoid skipping too much dialogue, but sometimes you can't avoid it. But yeah, this is kind of why I want to...
Ah, Junam, I was just what to tell. Same to you.
Yeah, once you get your thrusters completely upgraded, you can outrun any ship, so basically encounters become 100% optional. Still, at least it's nice that I don't have to get caught into too many fights right now, and there's definitely only so many of those I can handle. The guide I'm using is, for better or for worse, a little vague. It just tells me... I was just consulting it for what kind of systems I might want to focus on, but I don't know. I might just do it on my own. It's not like I need to completely min-max to win here. I just have to get more resources than it costs me to reach the place, and always make sure I have enough. And make sure I always have enough fuel to get back to the Sol system, back to Earth. There is technically a way to get more fuel if you run out in the middle of space, but it's absolutely a last resort. You do not want to do it if you can avoid it, simply because it's something you want to save for later. Crap, it's more spothy.
Ah, Junam.
Well, it's good they're friendly, at least.
Ah, Junam.
Oh, they were two on top of each other, that's why. A little annoying, but doesn't cost me extra fuel or anything, so it's not a big deal, especially now that they're no longer hostile. I think I'm almost at my destination here. Yes, I am. I want to go Canopus first, since this seems like it should still be a decent place to mine resources. I just need to make sure I still have enough to get back to Sol. Now, let's see, how far away is Sol? Only 4 fuel units, actually, so yeah, I'm in good shape here, it looks like. This might be another fiery world, so I'll be careful. I think that's the planet. Oops. Of course I will go past it. I'm pretty confident that has to be it. But sometimes it blends in with the background a little. Yeah, note to self, upgrade the turning apparatus. Yeah, that's it. Now, let's see what kind of world this is on Canopus. It's a frozen world, interesting. I hope it's not... Okay, yeah, it looks like it's calm, so I can just gather all these resources just fine. Probably not worth it to go that. I should have just left one of the silver ones behind, but oh well. Krypton! I'm now prepared in case Superman attacks me. Off to the Sol system, then. We'll cash in these resources and get a nice, good amount of resource units, which we can then use to, do whatever we want, really. As nice as the crew quarters are, I guess I don't need those quite yet. I absolutely want to get the turning and the thrusters, though, just because that's going to make encounters optional. And here we are. We can go and refuel up real quick. It's annoying that this is basically the only base the entire game. But on that note, I have apparently heard there's a speedrunning category for this game where you never go to the, what's it called? The base here. Interesting that you can beat the game without ever visiting it. And even speedrun it for that matter, but...
Welcome back, Captain. I know you're busy, but I've got some news.
Oh?
Captain, a delegation of Spathi has just arrived here under orders from their High Council to form an alliance and assist you against the hierarchy. They have provided fabricator blueprint data for their eluder spacecraft and promise a steady supply of captains for as many ships as we build. Excellent work, Captain. Also, a previously unknown alien race has recently made contact with our base. They call themselves the Melnorme, and they're anxious to initiate trading relations with us. If we are interested, they suggest making a rendezvous at Alpha Centauri. Also, we are being bathed in a broad-beam hyperwave transmission from the direction of the Rigel star system.
Rigel, you say?
Due to the broadcast's wide dispersion, we cannot discern its content.
Excellent.
Excellent work, Captain.
Oh yeah, 3,000. That's really good. Repeat what we told me?
Captain, a delegation of Spath form an alliance. They have provided and promised us steady, excellent work. Also, a previously unknown, they call themselves the Melnorme. If we are in all, we are being bathed in a broad due to the broadcast.
All right, so Rigel and Alpha Centauri.
Ur-Quan for me, Captain.
Outfit starship. We're gonna have to crew up here. Alright. Shipyard. I'll spend the rest of the resource units restoring my crew here. It's fine. Alright, we'll go ahead and get some more, fuel as well, just to be safe. Oh, that's fine then. 110. Not bad, not bad. Alright, so star map. Alpha Centauri is very close. Alpha Wolf, Beta Wolf. Nopus I already went to. Alpha Lyrae. Gamma Centauri. Alpha Centauri. Beta Lyrae. Epsilon. Where's Rigel then? We're gonna go to Rigel first, then. Okay, we should have an easier time turning now that I've gotten the apparatus there. Yeah, this is more reason I really want to max out thrusters sooner rather than later. Turning would also be quite nice, but as long as I go in a straight line, and I can avoid a lot of problems. While I'm waiting to arrive here, I'm gonna go ahead and drink up. Alright, there we go, fully hydrated. Now Rigel, let's look like there's a planet here. Let's take a look. Oh, what's this little thing? I should probably save, actually, just to be safe. Oh dear. Are they hostile? Let's get ready to fight. Encounter at Rigel, Planet 3. Verse.
Attention, Starship. We are the Sockbot Pit. Make no hostile actions. We come in peace and with goodwill. But if you make one false move, you're vapor. Don't worry. My companion is just a bit nervous. No, I'm not. And argumentative. No, I'm not. We are a scout vessel dispatched from our home world. We have traveled far through hostile, uncharted space to find you. We hail from the green dwarf star at coordinates Zerfar Gernat. Aha! Bahoy hoi! No, you idiot. In their coordinate system. Oh, coordinates 400.0 by 543.7.
That's quite out of our way. Which one of you is the fault?
He is. No, she is. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Christ, we've been through this 1,000,000 times. That doesn't change anything. You're the fault. Well, Captain, as you can see, this is a point of some contention. Fault!
I love how the one in the middle isn't even saying anything, it's just looking back and forth, and it's all, can you believe I have to work with these idiots? We're the Concordance of Alien Nations flagship Eagle 5. What are your intentions?
Hooray! That we finally found our saviors. Maybe. At last, our search is over. It is just as the Great Crystal Ones promised. They look sneaky. I think they're lying. Quiet, fool. Can't you see our nightmare is over? This ship is from the Great Crystal One's fabled alliance.
The Great Crystal Ones.
The Alliance of 3 stars.
Ah, the
Maybe.
Shinjezu. Before we go, can you tell us more about your species?
In our ancient past, 4 species evolved intelligence on our homeworld. Simultaneously.
Simultaneously,
They
huh?
were the Zoc, the Bot, the Pit, and the Zabranki.
Who's the
We
Zabranki?
three, the Zoc, Bot, and Pit, evolved in such a way as to acquire sustenance from many sources. From airborne zooplankton, from solar and ambient energies, and from rocky fungal clingers. Our favorite. The Zabranki also consumed a variety of foods, namely the Zoc, the Bot, and the Pit. To survive the predations of the Zabranki, we banded together, annihilated the Zabranki, and formed the cooperative union you now encounter.
Ah, that's interesting. So they were... So 4 species achieved sapience, but the Zabranki didn't care that the others were sapient, just started eating them instead of finding other methods of food. That's interesting. What do you seek from...
We are a relatively peaceful group of species. Unless we're angry. So we find ourselves in need of help. We only need a little because of our desperate situation. Desperate is too strong a word. I think troublesome is more like it.
What's the nightmare talking
Our
about?
planets are under attack from an invading horde. We do not know who they are or why they are here. We are being blown to bits. Fleets of alien ships appear out of nowhere, then unleash terrible destructive energy. Fortunately, they release these energies on each other. Unfortunately, they favor combat near strong gravity wells. Their stray shots regularly strike the surface of our planet, often with tragic results.
Oh my.
Fortunately,
So basically they're getting caught in the middle of a conflict.
Found our homeworld, only our colony planets. Unfortunately, all of our colonies have perished as a consequence.
Hey, space is a tough place where whimsy, flaming plasma death. Who's attacking you? What they look like? But now we're going to attack you. Who's attacking you? What they look like?
Some of the vessels are huge green battleships which launch wave after wave of small fighters. The other ships are black as space, and their hulls are carved with strange alien writing. In combat, the 2 ships seem evenly matched. One fires blasts of fusion energy, while the other launches spinning projectiles.
Oh, what can we do?
These are the words we have prayed for. Hey, this trip's not a waste after all. More than anything, we seek an ally to help us survive in this hostile universe. We're having some problems of that general nature. But we are only emissaries. You must meet with our leaders. They are wiser, more powerful beings.
They look just like us, though.
Fly to the star called Alpha Tucanae. The planet closest to the sun is our home.
And if possible, hurry.
Nothing here. It's a gas giant, so yeah, no resources to be obtained from here. Alright, let's go over here then. Go to one of these closer to the sun then. Resources aren't going to be as amazing, but like crap, I'm going to be wasting a trip, right? Alright, I think this is going to be a safe area. Yeah, it is. I'm not going to pick up that last one. It's not worth it. Purple world. Is this another gas giant or a rocky world? Vacuum. Alright, there could be some earthquakes here I'd have to be concerned about, so we're gonna save and then dispatch. It's gonna be a little hard to see blue on the blue world, but I think it's worth it. Yeah, there's a few earthquakes here and there I just need to be careful of. Luckily, the earthquakes do give a bit of alert before going off. And there we are, that's all of them. Full set of resources, excellent. Manifest, let's see here, cargo. Not bad. Roster. Devices. We're gonna go and save since we made some here. I don't think we're gonna get too much from these planets, honestly, but I guess it's worth it just to avoid having too many, that is not worth going after. That's just one resource for a really dangerous planet. There's absolutely nothing on this one at all. On this one, next one here then. Probably not worth my time if we're completely honest. Star map. Go to the Beta Wolf. It sounds like it'll be fairly easy to conquer. Dude. I really do like a lot of the remixes they have here, though the original's not bad either. We're gonna go, I'm just gonna refuel up these areas near here, check out these Melnorme, and then go back to the base to refuel a bit and see how things go there then. First we're gonna save here, but yeah. I should be able to fit most, if not all of these, so let's see how it goes. Yeah, these are light blues. These are pretty good. Yeah, there's a good amount of earthquakes on this planet, but otherwise it's fairly calm. I think we're in good shape. Yeah, these light blue ones are decently valuable. Oh, whoops. But I can clearly see those are indeed light blue, so it is worth my time to dispatch, to spend more fuel to go after them. And there we go. Yeah, that more than made up the cost of the trip. Alpha Centauri. If I remember right, Alpha Centauri actually does have quite a few highly valuable planets, and it's pretty close to Earth, so why didn't I go there right away? Because the planets there completely kicked my ass, and I don't want to go back there until I'm ready. But we do need to meet with the Melnorme before we can go on, so I guess I'll try and gather what minerals I can from the planet. It can be relaxing just going through hyperspace. I guess kind of like how Loop Hero is pretty relaxing just walking across the loop. Alpha Centauri. Alright, we're going to go to here first since that's close. Reasonably close here. This is a very delicious looking planet. Look at all those purples. But as you can guess, look at that heat. It's gonna be fiery. Yeah, I absolutely want every single purple bit here. There we are, 25 nutrients. Nice. The Ruby world, and as I said, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald worlds seem to be the most valuable. Now, note that it was only that less fiery because we were a decent far away from the sun. The closer we get, well, the more hot it's going to be, obviously. You're next to the frickin' sun. Sumerian world. Alright, theoretically it should be safe, since Tectonics 3 isn't that bad, but... Yeah, it's still pretty hot, 100 degrees Celsius. I forgot if I saved for some reason. Whatever. Dispatch. I'm gonna try and get some more here, but yeah, it's a very hot planet, so yeah. There we are. There we are. The scan gives a lot of really neat stuff. All that really matters is the heat, the temperature, the I guess that's gonna be good enough. I don't going fuels. Or do I? No, I don't. Still, we got a decent amount of what we needed. Manifest cargo. Yeah, that's gonna be really good, I think. Now let's go to some of these other worlds here. Now, we now know this is gonna be a very hot world. Bunch of worlds, so we need to be careful. Crimson World. For gray, huh? No thank you. That doesn't look worth it to me. I don't want to waste fuel going there. Blue, huh? I don't like the look of that temperature, but let's give it a go, I guess. Okay, good. I managed to get almost full ship with no casualties. I'll call that a win and get out of here. Don't you think? Alright, let's check out this planet next. Ruby World. Oh, wonderful. We're gonna have to save and try and get what we can here because a Ruby World is absolutely wonderful for getting objects. Dispatch. If I can get these two, that'd be quite ideal. Okay, good. I managed to get that without any casualties. Let's save. We absolutely want to save that we got that. Dispatch. This is... Yeah, Ruby World with all these purple minerals. This is something to easily get greedy over. Here we go. I at least want to get the big ones if I can't get them all. Okay, good. I didn't take a single bit of damage there. Unfortunately, it does mean I'm eating a lot of fuel by doing this, but I'm pretty confident this will pay off extremely well. Now, do I want to get greedy and go for the little ones? Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? Perfect. Yeah, look at the cargo there. Okay, good. I escaped just in time. It's getting real expensive really fast, but I think it's gonna be worth it. There we are. Perfect. Not exactly a flawless victory, but pretty good given, you know, how rough this planet is. I think that's a gas giant, so we'll check out how these moons look. Purple world. I don't think it's going to be worth it if all I'm going to get is those basic minerals. Weather's class 7, though. I don't think that's going to be worth it. Unfortunate, but I don't want to waste a lot of fuel and such. Oh, come on, really? Green world. This is probably going to be extremely hot, so let's hope there's actually good units here. But if it's an emerald world... Magnetic world... Ooh, there is a purple one there, though. Alright, I'm gonna try and dispatch right on top of it. If I grab it and run, it's good enough. Tectonic 6 means there's gonna be a lot of earthquakes, though. Alright, we got what we came for. Let's get out of here. Alright, we're gonna go to the blue planet, which that strange ship is at, which I'm guessing the Melnorme want. Guessing that's the Melnorme. Well, first things first, let us go here. Gas giant. Absolutely nothing of value there. Well, that's where they are. I want to run into these guys next, so first let's save.
I am Trade Master Greenish, in command of the Melnorme starship.
So this is the Melnorme.
Inevitably successful in all circumstances. I bid you a formal welcome, Captain. Though we Melnorme have just recently arrived in this region of space, we have long desired to make contact with your species and look forward to an extended, profitable relationship.
We come in peace, we represent the Concord.
Even before our first meeting, we knew of you, Captain. Though your struggle to free Earth shall be a long and difficult challenge, fraught with great danger and mystery, we have great confidence in you and your abilities.
How'd you know about us before meeting
We
us?
gather information from 1,000 secret sources in space and time. Our charge for revealing even one of these sources would be so high that your species would be in debt to us for centuries.
Tell us about
Our
yourselves.
origins and purposes are frankly mysterious, and due to several unavoidable factors, we are unable to discuss ourselves in any great detail.
What are these unavoidable factors?
First and foremost among these factors is our unwillingness to give away information about our history, psychology, and mental powers, our unique physiology, the exact locations of homeworlds, or our potentially ominous long-range plans.
Long-range plans.
However, these important and relevant pieces of information are available for a nominal sum of credits. Yes, Let us get down.
There's a reason I didn't pick the other one first, and you're gonna see why shortly.
This is your first time trading with us. Let me explain how our system works. We are interested in purchasing certain items, specifically biological data on alien life forms, and the coordinates of certain strange worlds whose radiant energies defy all scanners, producing a rainbow-like image. In exchange, we have many interesting and valuable commodities, such as fuel, compatible with your starship's hyperdrive thrusters, technological specifications, allowing you to build new devices for your ship, and many important secrets which may help you in your travels.
I'm gonna go for technology first because the secrets.
Trade, we translate all your sales into interstar credits, with which you may make purchases.
They talk a little
If you
slowly.
have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Now, what can we do for you today?
Wait, why'd your bridge turn
That's
purple?
a good question, with a very interesting answer. The fee for this information is 12 million credits.
It's modeling like a cell.
What would you like to sell, Captain?
I have some data on alien life forms.
The 13.2 units of biological data we downloaded from your ship earn you 16.4 credits.
Neat that they actually voice act the various numbers you can potentially have here. It does come off a little awkward though, which I can understand why more modern ones just have them say these. They probably would just shorten it nowadays to just, alright, what you have here translates to these credits. And then just tells you in text below or in the subtitles or whatever exactly how many. It's neat they try to do that here, but I can kind of see why many nowadays kind of would rather not, because it really does sound awkward and breaks the flow.
What trade items would you like to buy today? Investment. Ah, yes. You are so right. These technological breakthroughs don't cost you credit. They earn you credit. Of course, there is an initial charge, but each technological system item is guaranteed to be useful for something important somewhere in the galaxy at some point in the future. All technologies cost 100.
Oh darn, guess I'll have to hold off on it.
The technology we are now offering includes plans for building blaster weapons, twice as powerful as your ion bolt guns. What else would you like to buy?
If you buy information, he generally gives you hints on the various things you can find in this game, including stuff like the spothy here if you didn't find it or whatever.
It has been a pleasure dealing with you, Captain.
Sadly, they will not
Look
send us
forward
ships or anything,
to
but
your next visit.
so yeah, I can come back to Alpha Centauri anytime I need to get some more things. So yeah, the hints information he gives you is a lot cheaper, but it helps you find various things that you might otherwise have trouble. Like I do know a couple potentially friendly races I can run into, and will probably be doing so in the next time I stream this game. But normally you have to earn it from them, which is a little cheesy, but I also want to make sure I always have something interesting to show. Not sure Dust World's going to be worth my time with just gray for that kind of heat and tonics. Super dense world. Fortunately, probably not worth it for me. Alright, star map. Alright, Delta Centauri. I might have to fight some Ilrath, but I can handle it if it comes to that. I'm only trying to work on the edge of their place, though, just because I don't want to have to deal with them more than I absolutely have to. Like I just saw, the tutorial fight had them... I should probably save, yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure the tutorial, they were not allowed to use their stealth ability, but they can use it now. Okay, good, I can get to this here. Treasure World. Seems like a good one to me. Let's dispatch. Tonics are high enough that, yeah, there's a decent amount of, as long as I make sure I have enough to get back to Seoul, I think I'm in good shape here. That should be pretty easy to get more than I spend on the fuel to go here. Palladium. There we are. Let's check out the manifest real quick. Cargo. Oh yeah, that's a good amount of cargo. Gonna save now that we got a decent profit from that. Yeah, like I said, you can spend as much as you want as long as you make sure you always have enough to get back to Sol and thus to Earth to refuel. Especially since these planets don't seem to be too difficult to navigate. Tectonics class 5, oh my, that might actually be a little dangerous. But still, these are red ones. Those are decently valuable. Yeah, I was able to do that just fine. As long as I keep doing that, I should be safe, quote-unquote. Yeah, earthquakes are a little easier to dodge than fire and lightning, simply because they give you ample warning before going off. Alright, gonna keep going here. Well, let's get the actually, let me check the manifest here. Red is, oh, it's not nearly, really, silver's worth more than red. Well, I guess if that's the case, my best bet's to simply go back. I seriously thought gray was the lowest. It's just like magic. Well, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. That's definitely the way a lot of sci-fi games work, where the technology is so advanced it might as well be magic. Oh, darn it, I can't believe I mistook the cheapest one as being one of the more expensive ones. How embarrassing for me. Well, no matter, what matters is I have more than enough to gather resources and also go back. Neolithic world. Gold is actually quite valuable. So we'll try and grab what we can. Tectonics, weather class 2 isn't too bad, but tectonics are actually kind of high. So I need to be sure to keep moving. Oh, my ship is full. That's right. Okay, so yeah, the ship is, I forgot, I only had so much storage on the ship. I just have to hope I don't run into any Wrath along the way, and I'll be in good shape. Alright, there's an Wrath there, but I think we can outrun him. He's trying to cut us off, though, so let's hurry. Yeah, he's not gonna make it. Autopilot set. Okay, good, we left the sphere of influence there. I should probably get another cargo bay, since as you saw, I really need to make sure I've got a decent amount of storage for everything I need.
Greetings, Captain. I'm ready to assist you.
Commander, I have minerals to offload.
This will really help, Captain.
See, I need some additional... Right,
Be careful out there, Captain.
Alright, 10k resource units, not bad. Fine, yeah. Spathia Looter. Okay, good. We have a decent amount of crew, decent amount of some escorts. Some more storage would actually be quite good, I think. Full tank, storage bay. Wait, what am I doing? Here. Alright, we're in good shape now, I think. But I think now would be a rather ideal time to call it, now that we've made. That way we have an obvious new direction to go. Meet the Zotpok leaders, meet the, do some more mining, this time with a decent amount of storage, and of course, if I get into fights, I have some more Spathia looters that are safe here. So we should be in good shape, I think. But until next time, thank you for watching, hope you had a good time, and I'll see you later.